feelings and emotions invoked are accurate. While some of my childhood memories have faded, these particular events remain vivid. To fill many gaps, I've relied on other people's answers to my questions. The typical disclaimers apply. Some names and other details have been changed or omitted to protect the privacy of individuals. Any resemblance between a fictionalized name and a real person is strictly coincidental. Where there are passages containing dialogue, quotations are used when I'm reasonably sure that the speaker's words are close to verbatim or that the speaker's actual meaning is accurately reflected. The story I share here is true to my memory, and these memories have shaped my perceptions, many of which are also shared here. This is how it was for me, what I experienced or believe I experienced. I mean, I used to always think that maybe it's just a little overprotective. So if I had to say one word about her, it would be overprotective.
But you knew you could walk.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever say to her, Mother, I can walk. Why am I in this wheelchair?
No, sir. I never asked that.
When she wasn't around, did you get up and walk secretly?
I did, yes, sir.
Did she ever catch you walking?
She did a couple times.
And what did she say or do?
She got so upset with me, she would punish me so bad. Like, she started hitting me with a coat hanger and telling me all kinds of mean things. She would tell me that she wished she had an abortion when she had the chance, that I ruined her life. In warm light, my scars are less jarring than I found them to be in the past. Or maybe time is softening the marks on my body. But sometimes, it's what is not visible that hurts us most. For me, that's true. For all the trauma inflicted on my body since childhood, it's the scar that isn't there that always travels with me. The scar that otherwise would have been there if I hadn't asked Nick to kill my mother. People really want to know, what was the final straw? When was the moment when I decided it was her or me? Here you go, y'all, on page 3. 1 month before the murder, my mother tried to cut my throat. At least, that's how I saw it. The cause of concern, suddenly, was my voice. It's so high-pitched. It's so squeaky. My mother complained to my ear, nose, and throat specialist. I thought my voice was distinct, like my uncommon name. Or maybe it was a family trait to be proud of. We both knew women on my mother's side of the family with similar high-pitched voices. Besides, Nick said my childlike chirp was sexy. So, I didn't understand the issue, and I told my mother so. Never in front of the doctors, of course. I knew better than that. But on the way home, I went on and on, like, well, a squeaky wheel. There's nothing wrong with my voice, I said with a whimper, as she pushed me in my portable wheelchair to the parking lot where our car was parked, outside the hospital in downtown Kansas City.
Way that, people will hopefully want to go buy the book.
I think that, obviously we wanted, and we meaning me and my co-authors, wanted to convey a sense of urgency.
Okay.
Because a lot of people can't put themselves in the mindset of where I was at with the abuse and how desperate I felt. So having a statement like she was going to cut my throat, that statement stands out a lot. And so it transports the readers into my mind and emotion. And so that's why it was so important to kind of say that and then go into the details of what I meant by that.
Right.
This is actually kind of the first time I've been honest. Besides being honest with, my attorneys. And that I've been completely honest with them.
I want to talk about the night of the murder. Tell me in your own words what happened that night.
Well, really, my mother and I had got into an argument 2 days before. And it was about my feeding tube. I'm like, I no longer need this feeding tube. Can we please have it removed? And she said no. And I had an upcoming surgery. And I didn't want to have it, so I said, please, tell the doctor I don't need this surgery. I had it 20 times before. Why do we have to have it again? Going to the doctor, she would do all the talking. I'd always have a stuffed animal or a Barbie doll. She'd just tell me, just play with my Barbie doll. I believe there are angels among us, sing out to us from somewhere up above. They come to you and me in our darkest hour.
Okay.
There's that.
There's that. There we go. So, welcome back, guys. I know it's been a long time
Sorry,
since
it's
Mac
been
and
so
I
long.
have been here. I know that we have not been going live as much as our audience would like. We are going to be correcting some of those things very shortly.
Sure,
But we're going to be
Missy.
doing things a little different than we have in the past. But
Hey, Blackness.
today, though, we want to talk about what's going on right now with this whole thing of all the FOIAs coming out and the chat, the different things that are happening on Bourbon Street. It's just this has become too much, and it has gotten to a point where the pot is a bubbling and it's about to flow over.
Yeah.
And we as a people have decided that there is no more time for this.
No.
So I don't know if you guys saw our presentation earlier today, or what I did on TikTok earlier today. It's also up here on YouTube. Let me grab it and I will play it for you guys, because this is kind of sets the whole stage real quick. So let me go and grab that and I will play it for you guys, and then we'll get into what we want to talk about. I have things to talk about with the timelines. I have things to talk about with these FOIA, these POAs, because they're very important. The power of attorneys are very important in all of this.
Important. Yep.
It very, very much paints a clear picture of what we're looking at here. So let me go and look at my content. I'll pull it up for you guys and we can play it. So here we go.
Yeah, we're also going to be talking about the statement always being pushed at us that she served her time. We will also address the being obsessed and
Yes. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can pull this up now. Are you there, Mac? Did you get cut off? Mac? Mac, we can't hear you. Okay, well, Mac will go out and she will come back in, I'm sure. All right, let's make this big. Let me make this big. And then we'll play that. Hey guys, it's Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network. So Gypsy Rose Blanchard's first day off of parole was a banger. And a lot of things happened. There were some nip slips and some birds flipped, and everybody was flowing with the drinks, and Gypsy's credit card was ding, ding, dinging. But apparently, some craziness went down last night that I was not aware of. I was aware of what our community had done. We decided we were going to put up flyers all over the downtown of the square, the French Quarter. We also hired a billboard, a movable mobile billboard, to drive around for 4 hours a night while Gypsy and her geriatric crew, Delulu crew, run amok. Because if you have a right to post your entire life inebriated and stalking and things, and the fact that you are targeting younger audiences, then we absolutely have a right to stand up and say, not on our watch. And so I want to explain to you all who are calling this some form of bullying what a peaceful protest is, because that's what this is. It is our right under the U.S. Constitution to peacefully protest. So let's dive in. What is a peaceful protest? A peaceful protest is a constitutionally protected form of expression where individuals or groups publicly voice their opinions, grievances, or demands without using violence, threats, or intimidation. Apparently, last night, someone took it too far and approached Gypsy Rose Blanchard and others, and something went down. That is in no way what any of us have asked you to do. We have simply made awareness out there that she is down here. She is in your establishments and as businesses. You have a right to refuse service to her. And our public that is around her, where she's filming them and screaming and putting up fingers and all of this, and her boob is half out, is not okay. And we, as a people, decided we wanted to warn the community. So what does what I just said about a peaceful protest actually mean? Well, first of all, it's no physical harm to people or property. There is no harassment, stalking, or doxing of individuals, although I do believe that one of you decided to do that to one of the organizers for this, and that was absolutely inappropriate, and that is retaliatory, and it can be a criminal action, by the way. There is no trespassing or blocking access to private property. There is no incitement to violence or hate speech. In a peaceful protest, the goal is to inform, educate, or challenge public perception, not to disrupt or endanger. It's about using your voice, your signs, your creativity, and your platform to draw attention to an issue that matters. Even Rowdy has something to say, but I'm going to give that one to you one more time. Posting billboards or mobile ads with factual messages, organizing boycotts or awareness campaigns, speaking out online with documentation and advocacy. What it is not. It is not harassment. It is not vandalism. It is not about personal attacks. Even when the subject of the protest is someone controversial, like a convicted murderer who unalived her mother brutally, who is released from prison. Your protests that we are doing, the protest that we are doing, remains lawful and ethical as long as we continue to focus on the facts and respect the boundaries of civil conduct. This is protected under our First Amendment rights here in the United States. The First Amendment, and this is what I told you last year when they took me to court. This was a First Amendment case, and it will always be a First Amendment case. And this is what it is. The right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. This right does not vanish just because the subject of a protest is uncomfortable with being called out. Public figures, including those thrust into the spotlight after high-profile criminal cases, are not exempt from public scrutiny. What we're doing in our campaign is that we aim to inform the public about inconsistencies in the narrative. We are using billboards and flyers, which are non-evasive and protected forms of speech. Warn others to stay aware without making any threats. Encourages critical thinking about a glamorized, monetized true crime case. The very definition of a peaceful protest rooted in truth telling. So there you have it, folks. Not harassment, not bullying, awareness, advocacy, and safety. That's what we're doing. We are not trying to hurt Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Gypsy Rose Blanchard has the ability. She has been given her life sentence. You know, she got off. She did her time. All the things that you want to say. But the public has a right to say, that's fine. We just want to make sure everybody knows that you're dangerous because the law system got this wrong. And we need to make sure that we hold you accountable. And we have a right to do so, and we have a right to talk about all of the things that go on underneath that umbrella. And we will continue to do so until they've asked us when we'll stop. This is when I'll stop. When Munchausen by proxy is no longer labeled to a woman who was never labeled with Munchausen by proxy, and there is an outrageous amount of evidence to prove otherwise. And number two, when this young lady who freaking went and did this to her mother, she brutally slayed her mother, does not identify as a murderer and thinks that she is going to move on with her life while she continues to at every single turn with no fucking care whatsoever, bashing and lying about her mother. Rogie, you want to sit up here and tell people that unlike everybody else, Gypsy still really loves her mom. I'm sorry. 17 stabs in the back, a slit across a neck, and lies for 10 years does not scream, I love you, mom. She won't even call her mom. And Rod had to ask, how upset can a person be to have a brain that decides that they're going to brutally unalive their mama? And I will say again, Rod, one that is very, very sick, allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only. And sir, you and your wife and everyone else that continues to enable her then and now are the problem. We, the people, have heard and said, you have said enough. We are done. And there's a story there, and I intend to tell every last one. Have a good wives. Have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime one dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah. And hey, guys, we're going to be live tonight over on YouTube at 4 o'clock, and Mac and I will be discussing some of this and some of the things that we've been finding as we've been putting together the final pieces of our book. Like I said before, guys, it's going to shock the world. So tune in on our YouTube channel, The Good Wives Network, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And have a good one from The Good Wives, serving up true crime one dish at a time. Bye, guys. All right, so there you have it. That is basically what we're talking about. This is what's coming into us talking about our books. Our books are coming out. Our books are very informative. They walk you through pulling apart her book, My Time to Stand. And what Mac and I have been working on since these new FOIAs have come out is just insanity. But we put together a little thing about the situation at hand, and so I would like to take some time for Mac and I to read what we feel. Mac,
Sure.
you want to start or you want me to start?
I think you can start with the she
served her
time. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to do this, and then once we get through all of this, you guys, we will maybe have some people up on panel. I know Jen was going to come and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, she served her time. She served her time. The lie people love to tell themselves. You keep hearing it, right? Let it go. She served her time. Just move on. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Time served isn't the same as accountability, especially not when the person who served it is still out here playing the victim. Monetizing a murderer and throwing her mother's name under the bus like it was part of some marketing rollout. Gypsy Rose didn't just do her time. Hold on, I'm sorry. I pulled it down.
You lost your microphone.
Yeah, I lost my microphone. She didn't just do her time. She's doing press tours and TikToks. She's glamorizing a homicide. She's treating parole like a graduation party, not a consequence of pleading guilty to planning the brutal murder of her own mother. And yet people act like prison wiped the slate clean. And as if time in a cell rewrites the truth. As if a reduced sentence magically transforms a calculated killer into a misunderstood princess. Here's what they forgot. Gypsy didn't serve time for the full truth. She wasn't convicted of first-degree murder. She got a deal. She walked away with less than a decade, and now she's walking around Bourbon Street like she just won an award. Where's the remorse? Where's the responsibility? Where's the respect for the woman she helped bury, literally and figuratively?
Yep.
If serving time means nothing changes, if it means you can rebrand yourself as a victim, make movies, take sponsorships, and spin tales to erase your mother's life, then no, that's not justice. That's a PR stunt. So when people say she served her time, you tell them this. Time isn't the issue. The lie is. And the lies
is
still
making the freaking money. It's still making the money.
Yep. Do you want to go with the second part?
Sure. So let's break something down really clear. Gypsy didn't spend 8.5 years atoning. She spent it branding. From the jump, she was handed a script. Poor girl, sickly prisoner, abused child. Never mind the medical records, never mind shifting timelines, never mind her own testimony has changed a dozen times depending on the audience and what sympathy she needed for that week. This isn't someone who served time and came out like as a changed person. This is someone who served time and came out infamous. So ask yourself, what kind of justice system produces a killer who walks out of prison with documentary deal, glam squad, and a platform to rewrite history? It's the same system that freaking let her plead to a second-degree murder while her mother's name was still being dragged through the mud. And the same media that dressed up as premeditated murder like a fairy tale, escape for her. And let's be honest, if Dee Dee had been anyone else, if she had been a white picket fence mom with PTA friends and casserole dish, and the world wouldn't have blinked before demanding life without parole. But because Dee Dee was painted as weird, controlling, overbearing, making her sick, they gave Gypsy a crown and a camera. And here's what here's what she served her time really means. Go ahead, Vance.
Okay, no problem. Hold on. Sorry,
I'm pissed.
That's okay.
I'm sick of this. I'm tired of it.
Okay, I know. And now, okay, so I don't think you got all of this down. So here's what she served her time really means. It means people would rather accept a simple story than a deal with the uncomfortable truth that they cheered for a murderer. It means they emotionally laundered her sentence into a redemption arc. Into a redemption arc so they can sleep at night while watching her dance on Instagram. It means accountability died the same night Dee Dee did. Only Dee Dee's never coming back to tell her side. And now we're the ones being told to shut up and move on. No, absolutely not. We're not going to stay quiet while her daughter rewrites history in a crop top on Bourbon Street. We're not going to let the world forget that a woman was stabbed 17 times in her bed. We're not going to let she served her time become a slogan that justifies a murder still being celebrated. This isn't vengeance. This is correction. Because if nobody checks the lie, it just keeps growing. And Dee Dee deserves better than to be buried twice, once by a knife and once by silence. Exactly. Let's stop pretending the story ends at parole. Because the real rot isn't just in Gypsy's rewritten memoir or her new hair extensions. It's in the system that rewards her for never taking real responsibility. It's in the networks that greenlight docuseries where the victim was dead before the script was written. It's in the journalists who printed headlines with hearts in their eyes and never fact-checked a single medical record. It's in the influencers who invited her on podcasts like she's a trauma guru, not a confessed murderer. And yeah, it's in the audience too. The ones who share the clips, click the links, and say things like, I have done the same thing if I were her. Congratulations. You've made murder marketable. Right? She didn't get famous in spite of killing her mom. She got famous because of it. And not a single person in power tried to stop it because it was profitable. And let's talk about that abuse excuse. People want Dee Dee to be a monster because that makes it easier to live with the fact that they're rooting for a killer. So they eat up the Munchausen by proxy story like it's gospel. You know, the girl who sat there and said she's never been fucking honest with anyone in her entire life, not even her attorneys. Oh, and the same girl that if she had to use one word to describe her mother, it was not abusive. It was not medical abuse. It was not child abuse. It was not, oh my God, I hated her. What was the word that she said? What was the word? Overbearing, overbearing and protective and controlling. Yep. Overprotective. And you know what, Gypsy? I'm going to prove exactly how overprotective your mother really was, because I'm going to sit here and tell you that every single one of these damn medications that you were taking from 2011 on were all about your care for life. Your mother gave you those things and she helped you with those things because she was trying to actually save your life while you were plotting her demise.
Her diagnosis was confirmed. Okay.
Never mind.
Court-appointed expert.
Right. Never mind that her own stories have shifted dozens of times. Mm-hmm. But sure, she served her time. while the world served her a microphone? Where's the justice when the killer gets a makeover and a victim gets erased? Where's the accountability when we let Netflix scripts replace court transcripts? Where's the integrity when documentary producers cherry pick only the sound bites that make for better drama? And now we're supposed to believe she's healed. She's branded. That's not the same thing. Here's the hard truth. You don't ever get to plead guilty to murder and then monetize it like a memoir. You don't ever get to erase the woman you killed from the record and call it empowerment. You don't ever get to call yourself a survivor when the only person who didn't survive was the mother you helped kill. So I'm going to tell you something, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. The word that you are is and forever be a murderer. You're tired of us saying it. It's one word. Move on. Bitch, PB, so for fucking
a mother
real.
Murderer at that.
You're a murderer. You will never be anything else but a murderer. MURDERER. Murderer.
Killed your mother.
It bothers you that much, then maybe you shouldn't have killed your mama. And
maybe you should be doing something about it.
And to everyone still shouting, but she served her time. No,
Bullshit.
She didn't. Not as long as the lie she's selling is still paying the bills.
No.
You want me to keep going or you want to go?
Obsessed. I think you should talk about that one.
Okay. All right.
Because they like to call us obsessed, and I feel like they just can't handle the truth about it.
No, it's the truth that they can't handle.
Yep.
You want to call us obsessed. No, we're informed. We're relentless. We're the ones who never bought the fairy tale, and we never will. This isn't obsession. This is refusal. Refusal to let a murderer be rebranded as a makeover montage. Refusal to let a victim be reduced to a footnote in her killer's redemption arc. Obsessed is what people say when the truth makes them uncomfortable. When it's easier to call us crazy than admit we might actually be right.
Right.
They say we can't let it go. No, what we can't let go of is a world that watched a woman get murdered and then handed her killer a camera, a hair extension sponsorship, and a standing fucking ovation. Right? You know what real obsession looks like? It's glamorizing a prison release like it's a gender reveal party. It's thirst following a convicted killer because you liked her in a docuseries. Right. It's calling her inspirational while her mother still doesn't even have a gravestone. That's obsession. What we're doing, that's correction. We're preserving what the media threw away. We're defending the woman nobody showed up for. We're calling out a lie no matter how many hashtags try to bury it. You think we're obsessed because we still ask, why does her story change with every camera? Why do the records not match the headlines? Why is murder being marketed as girl empowerment? Right. You think we need help? No, we're not the ones who killed anyone. We're not the ones selling trauma, and we're certainly not the ones profiting off a corpse. Call us obsessed all you want, but don't forget, we're just the ones who refuse to forget that someone died. All right, I've got this next one too.
Yes, girl.
That's not bullying. That's accountability.
Now that's the bullying that they like to call us when we like to just tell the truth. So here we go.
You know what we hear a lot? You're bullying Gypsy. You're obsessed with tearing her down. Why can't you just leave her alone? Let's get something straight. Telling the truth is not bullying. Holding someone accountable for their own words, their actions, especially when they involve murder, that's not harassment. That's called responsibility. We're not out here mocking Gypsy's looks. We're not tearing apart her personal life. We're not stalking her socials to nitpick what she wears or who she's with. We're doing something the media stopped doing a long time ago. We are asking questions, and we're not backing down when the answers don't match the evidence. You don't get to kill your mother, change your story a dozen times, make a career of victimhood, and then cry bully when people start connecting the dots.
Bam.
Oh, Ryan, I think they're figuring out about me. What do we do, Ryan? I'm in labor, but I'm arguing with a hacker right now, Ryan. Oh my God. She'd never say that through text messages. Have you read the text messages? Are you guys insane? This girl knew it was all falling apart last year completely, and she was spiraling, and we all stood by and watched. Some of you laughed and some of you supported her, but some of us stood around and freaking watched the world burn. And I will not stand here and watch this go on any freaking longer. You don't get to profit off a corpse and call it a comeback.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this. Is it bullying to point out the lies in a public figure's story? Is it bullying to speak up for the woman who can't defend herself anymore? Is it bullying to say, hey, wait, that doesn't add up? No, that's not bullying. That's called refusing to be manipulated.
Exactly.
Really bullying? Real bullying? That's what Gypsy's fan base does. Sending threats to anyone who speaks up. Doxing, lying, silencing, all in the name of defending someone who helped plan a murder. I tried to extend olive branches to you last year. I tried to give you guys the benefit of the doubt that you just see her as your friend and you don't see her as what we see her. And I told you that that was perfectly fine, but to stop coming out here in the world and trying to convince us she is something she's not. But now I know what you guys are doing for real. You're not obsessed. You're not obsessed with us being obsessed. You're obsessed with the fact of what you can or cannot get off of your friend Gypsy Rose Blanchard. How did it go last night, Gypsy, when you had to pay for everything? Did you feel that hurt in your pocketbook? Because that's what you do. You're paying for friends. Real bullying is erasing Dee Dee's entire life to sell a more palatable storyline. Real bullying is rewriting history so the killer gets a brand deal and the victim gets forgotten. We don't call her names. We don't mock her trauma. We don't spin. We expose. Because if we don't, who will? We are not bullies. We are the ones standing in the gap where the truth used to live before it got replaced by a made-for-TV lie. So no, we're not here to tear her down. We're here to lift up what everyone else buried. The facts, the records, and the woman who's no longer here to speak for herself. And if telling the truth makes you uncomfortable, that's not on us. That's on the lie you chose to believe.
That's right. You chose to believe it.
And protest isn't bullying. It's our fucking right. And that's now they're saying that even our peaceful protest is bullying. Let me ask you something. Since when is exercising our First Amendment right considered bullying? Since when is printing the truth, sharing facts, putting up flyers, and driving a billboard around town, things that don't touch a soil, don't touch a soul, don't threaten a soul, don't harm a soul, suddenly harassment? You know why they're mad? Because we didn't stay quiet. Because we didn't disappear like the good little audience once the camera stopped rolling. Because we're not clapping for the villain in a victim's costume. Let me make this crystal clear. We didn't vandalize. We didn't trespass. We didn't incite violence. We didn't harass her in person. We told the truth, and we dared to tell it publicly.
Right.
You want to know what real bullying is? Real bullying is exploiting your mother's murder for fame, then weaponizing your fan base to silence anyone who questions you. Real bullying is flipping the script so the actual peaceful protesters are treated like aggressors, while the woman who helped commit a homicide gets a press tour and a parade. A protest isn't bullying. It's called dissent. It's called raising awareness. It's called not letting a lie go unchallenged just because it's popular. They're not scared of us being mean. They're scared of us being right. And they're scared that more people are finally paying attention. So no, this protest isn't bullying. It's not obsession. It's not harassment. It's the truth with a fucking megaphone.
Right.
And they can try and shout it down all they want. But it's still
gonna come.
coming. So the defenders of Gypsy, to the people.
Okay, it's gonna keep. Okay.
I'm gonna go unless you want me. Unless you want to go.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You got
You
it.
want to do it? Do you want to do
Nope.
it? You can do this one.
This is the part that pisses me off. The people that continue.
Okay,
to
then you do
defend
it.
her.
You do this because
And
this
they
is your,
keep
this is
asking
you.
us why we won't let it go, or why we keep digging, or why we're so obsessed with telling, the truth about Gypsy. But here's what I want to do. I want to flip it around on them, and I want to ask them, why are you fighting so hard to defend somebody who helped kill her mother? Let me say that again. Why are you fighting so hard to defend someone who killed her mother? Because we've got questions too. And unlike you, we actually want real answers. Why are you advocating for a murderer? Like, not maybe, not what if, a woman who confessed, pled guilty, helped plan 17 stab wound slaughter. That's who you're standing behind? Why do you keep pretending she's taking accountability? Because oops, trauma is not an apology. And blaming your victim every time someone hands you a microphone, it's not healing. You're hustling, girl. Why do you keep ignoring the contradictions, supporters of Gypsy? All you do, you've seen the flip-flopping stories. You've watched her rewrite the timeline. 1 minute she was chained up. The next minute had Wi-Fi, secret boyfriends, blah, 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 fucking blah. So why do you keep acting like she's telling one consistent truth? Like, do you understand what you are actually supporting? Is it the murderer? Is it the lie? Is it the brand? Or maybe, I don't know, fans, just maybe, you're not supporting Gypsy at all. Maybe they're supporting their own proximity to the headline. I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure. But let's be honest. Some of you are just here for the spectacle.
Amen.
Some of you are here clout chasing off of her coattails. She was a killer. Morbid curiosity, right? Some of you, you're not supporters at all. You're tourists and you're hanging around for the mess. Posting selfies with her because it'll get likes. Asking her weird questions, treating her like she's true crime Disney. She's not your freaking trauma doll. And this isn't an origin story. It's a fucking crime scene. So again, here's my question. What do you gain from defending her? A little relevance, maybe? I don't know. A podcast appearance? Shit. A front row seat to media circus where you get to pretend you're close to the truth?
I mean, she's out here doing a freaking D-list celebrity apology tour. We've got freaking Tori Spelling, who's only famous because her daddy freaking put her in a damn show and she's got his last name, with her 9 million children and her crazy ass husband that cheats on her all the time. You've got Teen Mom, whose freaking claim to fame is that she got knocked up at 16 and has continued to make bad choices since. Who's next on your D-list non-apology tour? Kathy freaking Griffin? Because I mean, if you want the D-list, baby, she's the end-all be-all, ain't she? Yep. You're not activists, you're opportunitors. You're groupies at a fucking funeral.
Oh, you took it. And they are. They're groupies at a fucking funeral. It's bullshit. We're not scared of their questions. We're not. We've done the work. We've read the files and we've watched the narrative fall apart in real freaking time. But are you ready to answer our questions? That's what I want to know. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about justice, not for you. It's about clout, it's about clicks, and it's about feeding your curiosity without caring who gets freaking buried under the story. And if that's what you call support, then you're not just a part of the problem. You're actually part of covering up right along with fucking Gypsy, period. So go ahead, let's talk about the mental health part of it, because we keep hearing about how this is going to affect her mental health and their mental health and blah, 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 blah. All right. Your floor, fans.
My floor. Well, we hear it all the time. Be careful what you say. You might trigger Gypsy. Think about her mental health. We have somebody over here justifying the fact that she bullies people on a regular basis every day and claims that the reason that she should be allowed to do this is because somehow it saves her from bullying her own self and taking her own life. This is not about mental health anymore. You know what? It's black, and I just got it. My daughter gave it to me from Sally's, and I don't know if I like it or not. Tell me if you guys think you like it. Anyway, you're not just out here freaking talking about this, trying to spread awareness of what you believe are the facts of the case. Every damn day, you are out here on these TikTok streets, on these YouTube streets, bullying, harassing, arguing, fighting every stinking day. For what? A fucking murderer who wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire?
Probably not.
My God. What are you grown ass people doing? This is ridiculous. And then to sit there and turn it around that somehow your mental health is fucking hurt over the last year. Try doing this for 8 years, bitches.
Right?
What do you think about my mental health and what you've done to me? You've tried to hurt me. You've tried to destroy my family, my life, my business. You've tried to freaking turn my friends on me. You tried to take my friends'
But
freaking life.
this is not...
I mean, what is wrong with you? When does my mental health matter? When does the mental health of the people that are out here having to witness this every effing day, where does their mental health come in? Where does the mental health come for every single MVP victim out there that says, bitch, you don't fucking speak for me?
Exactly.
What about every abuse victim who is invalidated daily by your fucking rhetoric and bullshit? But here's the question for you. What do you think this is doing to everyone else? Because every single day we have to watch this same horror show play the fuck out. A woman who helped orchestrate and, in my opinion, participated in her mother's murder. It's turned into a brand. Her face is shoved into her feed like she's some inspirational figure. Her voice amplified again and again. And she paints the victim who raised her as a mother. Stories like she killed her engagement are used to spin you into emotional tirades.
Right? Yep.
No, she didn't kill her relationship. TMZ, she killed her mother.
Right.
And somehow we're expected to just swallow this shit. Well, we are supposed to sit back and be quiet because it might be upsetting to the murderer to be held accountable. What about how upsetting it is for us to watch a dead woman be dehumanized every time her daughter opens her mouth? What do you think it was like for me to listen? And Suzette, who is a friend of Dee Dee's, who went to her concerts and a culture that grew up with that in our lives in the 80s and 90s. That's what we did. It was our enjoyment and fun. And we have been reduced to being called people who were on our knees because there's no other fucking reason that they would thank a person, Christy. My God, what kind of gutter trash are you? You're right, time. Mac. Nobody knew what they were fucking dealing with because they'd never seen a possum family before.
Right. They couldn't figure out what the deletion was. I'm trying to tell you. But anyway.
Right. That's why. What about the impact this has on everyone else's mental health? What about the killer get glamorized while the victim still has no gravestone? We hear the media call this a love story when it started with a fucking knife. We got told we were bullies or obsessed for doing the very thing that no one else had the guts to do, and that's tell the truth. Mental health does matter. Then maybe stop asking us to gaslight ourselves to protect hers. Because let's be honest, Gypsy is not being hounded. She's being handed opportunities. She's doing interviews, book signings, red carpets, hair extensions. She's capitalizing, not collapsing. And I think it's very interesting that all the people who've been standing in opposition of her, that we've all called out for being just a little bit too weird, and that they're not doing the right things to fight for justice, all decide to lay the sword down when we need to pick it up the damn most. Right. You know what? Your funny commentary was never right or necessary. Your bullshit and bullying of both sides is bullshit, and it needs to stop. We have a serious problem in America today with this, and what we are allowing to happen as a society right now is not okay. You cannot put a person like this on a pedestal with no fucking accountability and call it a princess.
And let her keep talking shit about her freaking mother, dude. Like, seriously, here's my thing. Like, if she would just shut the fuck up, like, seriously, shut up about your mom. Fine, we get it. You don't like her. You're not even gonna call her mom. Fine. Leave her out of your mouth, because honestly, I don't think you deserve to even say her name at this point. I'll call her Mama Dee.
V
All
lady,
of
they
us
know who
will
they
call
are,
her
and
Mama
I
Dee.
am not going to give them any extra time
Oh my God,
by
she's
giving
so
you their
disgusting,
names,
dude.
because I'm not going to give you the dignity of having to go have to watch it. I don't even fucking care.
Nope.
And you know what else? You know what else that really chaps my ass in all of this? Dee Dee had mental health too.
Right?
And she spent 23 years raising a child that was out of control, a complete and utter fucking mess, sexually active, running the streets, stealing her drugs, anything that
Stealing
she
her
could
money.
do, stealing her money, lying about her, lying to her. But nobody seems to care about what it did to her. To be isolated, lied about, and then killed by the daughter she gave everything for. Remember, Gypsy, she protected you for 23 years. Yes, she absolutely did. And guess what else she did? She protected the world from you. That's why you weren't in society. That's why you didn't have lots of friends that you got to go hang out with. That's why you didn't get to go to school like other children, because you sit in fucking parking lots and to zoos and tell people you're going to shove their eyes in the back of their fucking head. If they ask you again why you can flip your voice because an 8-year-old thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So don't weaponize
she does
mental
it to
health.
this day. She does it to this day.
Do not weaponize mental health to silence people who are grieving, angry, or traumatized by what Gypsy has done and continues to do. Because we're not the ones exploiting pain. We're just the ones refusing to let it be ignored.
Exactly. And I'm so tired of this demonizing of her fucking mom, dude. It's like I'm drawing the line there. Like, seriously, let her rest. Like I said, she didn't have an obituary, a funeral. She had a nothing, and you guys still fucking talk about her. Like, leave her alone. She was a single mother who was doing the best she could with a little spoiled brat who was up her ass all the time saying, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Daddy won't pay attention. Daddy won't pay attention. Let's face it. She did everything she could, including sending nude photos of herself. She did everything she could to get Rod's attention.
And that's going to take us into the next part of what we're going to talk about, because I'm going to talk to you about this timeline and what I believe is the inciting incident for all of this. I'm going to read this part. Is that okay, Mac?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we've come up with a new mission statement, and it's justice for Dee Dee. We are not here for drama. We are not here for fame. We are not here to entertain the lie. We are here for justice. Justice for Claudine Dee Dee Blanchard, a mother who was murdered in cold blood and then murdered again in memory by the media, by her daughter, by her ex-husband and his shithead wife, and by a public too enchanted by a Netflix narrative to ask what really happened. We are here to correct the record. Dee Dee was never diagnosed with Munchausen by proxy, not by a court, not by a forensic psychiatrist, not by a qualified expert with full access to her medical records, but the lie stuck because it gave people permission to cheer for a killer, to bury a mother with a hashtag. Even now, after everything, Gypsy Rose refuses to call her mom. She strips her of the title, referring her to her coldly as Dee Dee Blanchard, as if she were a stranger, and if the woman who gave her life, raised her alone, and sacrificed everything for her was nothing. This is not trauma recovery. This is a calculated erasure, and we are here to say, not on our watch. You refuse to call her a mom. I refuse to call you a daughter.
Exactly.
We are not bullies. We are not obsessed. We are not here to harass. We are here because a mother was murdered and then blamed for it, because her daughter has built an entire brand on turning that crime into a redemption arc, because the world refuses to see Dee Dee for what she really was: a good mother, a single parent, a friend, a wife, a child, a woman who gave everything she had to a daughter who grew more and more entitled, manipulative, and cruel with every opportunity handed to her. We will not stop until the narrative is corrected, until the media acknowledges the damage they've done. You wanted to know, when will it be enough? When will we rest? When will we lay down? I'm telling you exactly when.
You're gonna have
This
to
is it.
rewatch it.
When the narrative is done, when the media acknowledges what they've done, until Gypsy stops profiting from her mother's freaking corpse, until
Exactly.
Munchausen by proxy stops being used as an excuse to justify murder, when everything points to the child being the actual one perpetuating the lies and not the caregiver. We are here for every silenced truth, for every medical record that was ignored, for every lie that replaced a life. We will speak, we will correct, we will confront, because Dee Dee cannot, and we will not let her be erased. We speak because she
We can't.
can't.
Right. And that is why we're doing this.
That's what we're here for. That's what I fought for. That's why people who've told me I fail to see how this is beneficial to you anymore, Fancy. It's not beneficial to me anymore. But I'm not doing it because I want it to be beneficial for me. I'm doing it because a woman is dead and a little girl is out here fucking trying to trash her
A
memory.
woman, a grown woman.
She can. This
She
fucking
even has us calling her a little girl.
Gypsy, you are not a child. You are not a teenager. You are not in your teen fucking phase, and you didn't miss out on your teen phase growing up. You're a fucking adult, and you're a rude, freaking, horrible, nasty person. And I'm not even, you know what? I'm so disgusted. I don't even want to call you a human. You are a succubus, and you'll never be anything else.
No, I don't have a word for it, to be honest. I don't even know what to
I'll
say.
be right back.
I really don't. I don't know what to say at this point. And there you have it. But I would love to see the supporters that are supporting her, please let us know. Please let us know what it is that why are you advocating for somebody who advocates for absolutely freaking nothing? Nothing. And what about, let's talk about, the slap in the face that she does every time she talks about some type of abuse that she went through to real people who have. That was my connection with her when I first heard of her story. I was like, wow, man, I'm like somebody I can relate to, you know what I mean? Like, holy hell. But then right in that interview with Dr. Phil, when he asked about how do you feel about her now or feel about Nick now, and she was like, I can't stand him. I was like, hang on a second. He saved you from a mom you said was abusing you. And now you don't like him, and that made me start questioning it. And then the more you find out, the more, the more you learn. And I'm telling you right now, it's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face to true victims everywhere, of every kind. Like I said, she acts like she's a victim of freaking everything. You know what I mean? You got, like, I had a friend in high school. I used to call him Topper, because they could top every story that you had. If you jumped, a long jump of fucking, 12 feet, they jump freaking 16 feet. It's just somebody likes to top every story that you have. That's Gypsy. She tops everything. She's a victim of everything, yet she's a victim of absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. And I will not stop. It's the Dee Dee that does it for me. It's the trashing of her mother that does it for me. I've been a single mom. I had 6 sick kids. I know what it's like. I've been there, dude. And it's hard. It's hard. And I did everything I could. We used to ride around neighborhoods on trash day. I'm not even going to try to be proud. This is where I was at. Picking up furniture and stuff for our house. Okay. I know what it's like to struggle. And this bitch is making her mom. She won't even call her mom. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. And you want to keep running your mouth about your mother, who is your mother, then I'm going to be here to shut it down. Period. And if you want to go toe to toe with me, Jeps, like seriously, I'll do an interview with you one-on-one. You and I can do a chat. You don't know much about me.
Hey, Christy, why don't you come answer
not,
some real
but I'll
questions
go
like your
toe-to-toe
husband
with you,
did?
girl. Just be prepared to answer my questions. You're not gonna freaking no. Well, I'm not gonna pee, Kel. We don't judge and we whatever. No,
We
it's not.
listen and we don't judge.
What the fuck ever, dude. Do a real
And the
interview.
the things that she was relating to, like I too did something, had my mother freaking bobbity blah with food stamps too. What the fuck are you talking about, Kale? Literally, what are you talking? You're talking at your damn fucking stupid ass.
Do a real interview. Let
They
them
can't
ask.
handle
Let
the truth.
people ask the real questions. If you got nothing to hide, then you hide nothing, right?
Right.
So,
Okay. So,
this stuff going on though, I've had enough. I've had enough. Seeing her out drinking, tit flopping out, like, girl, get yourself together. You're a mother, dude. And whether you think so or not, your daughter is going to see every fucking thing you're doing right now.
Yeah.
That's another thing that upsets me is Aurora. I am very upset for that little girl. Who's brought into this, who doesn't deserve any of this, who is very innocent in all of this, and she's gonna fucking suffer because, let's face it, we're seeing it right now how mean people can be, and they're gonna be mean to her. And to me, that's very sad. She needs to stop bringing kids into this. Like, seriously, the selfishness is beyond me.
it's ridiculous. Okay, so this brings us into a couple of things. I now believe that I have figured out what it is that the inciting incident in all of this was, where she decided that she needed to become murderous, why they were changing birth dates. The birth date changing, I'm digging into it, guys. I'm pretty sure that I'm on the right track here, but it's going to take me a little bit to verify it. But I think we've identified the cause of why the birth date started changing when they were in Springfield and Kansas City, and how they were able to get this past the pharmacies and the Medicaid or Medi-Cal or whatever the fuck she was on, and SSI, because I think we figured this out, but I've got to go through do some more digging.
Yeah.
We will be putting this information out, but I'm going to start with the inciting incident of what I think happened. Okay. So in 2009, she was still 18 years old, and she was still kind of compliant. But when this thing happened, okay, when this 2009 incident with the laryngoscopy, which is what she tried to pass off as being the thing that was going to be the inciting incident in 2015, was not an inciting incident in 2015. It was an inciting incident in 2009. In 2009, Gypsy Rose is now over the age of 18. The hospital has caught on, and they are requiring her to have either a power of attorney notarized and approved by the courts, or guardianship granted by the courts. And the reason being is because she had to sign off on her own surgery, or she needed to be proven cognitively unable to make decisions for herself. What happened is the surgeon said he would go ahead and do the surgery if she wasn't, while they're still trying to figure out if guardianship was going to be granted through a court or not. The anesthesiologist, however, said no, he would not do it unless he had a court-ordered guardianship or Gypsy Rose signed for herself. So then a lawyer got involved. The lawyer said that Gypsy Rose is not cognitively unaware enough for you to take power of attorney from her and unwillingly, and the consequence of her being incompetent. Okay, so Gypsy Rose saw all that, went through all of that, and that indicated to her, hey, my mom's trying to tell me that I can't make decisions for myself and I can't do but this lawyer over here is saying that I'm perfectly fine. Being able to make a decision for whether or not you go get your freaking teeth pulled or not is not the same damn thing, Gypsy, as being competent.
No.
You are not competent. You are not developmentally capable of doing the things that you're doing. That's what Dr. Phil meant. That's what I meant when he said that you were damaged goods and you needed to work on yourself before you got into a relationship. Hey, funny how that's going for you right now. It's exactly what I said. The thing that you chopped my head off for. So in 2009, this child is told that she is perfectly fine to make her own freaking decisions. And then her little team of doctors, two of them specifically, Dr. Beckerman and Dr. Steele, very important figures in all of this, at that time, know that the actual hospital was involved and already on top of things. So they took her care in 2009. Hold on.
Yes, I can relate, and this is why I feel like I'm so passionate about it, because when you have gone through things like this in your life, it does. And I'm sick of hearing, what about the mental health of the people who it truly
Right.
happened to? And then
Okay.
you're just throwing it in our faces like this.
Yes.
And it didn't happen.
When you have clear actual problems.
Right.
They're associated, honey, with the 1Q2 1.1 thing that you don't want to admit that you have, and you want to think that you're unscathed. Baby, you are the epitome of scathed. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
You are scathed.
Yeah.
All right? This thing attacked every fucking piece of your body, and I'm sorry for that, honey. It sucks. You had a shit life because you had to deal with fucking being poked and prodded and all these things done to you. I get that. I understand. No kid wants that shit. But you understand that that's why your mama took you places and gave you freaking dolls and ice cream and shit? Because that's what parents that care about their kids that are going through traumatic things in their lives do. You know why you couldn't go to school? Because she fucking didn't want you hurting anyone, Gypsy. You freaking shot her in the back 10 freaking times.
But my daughter got out of the hospital after she was in a medically induced coma due to an asthma attack. After fucking like 14 days, I bought her a pair of
Heelys. Amber, exactly.
I bought her a pair of Heelys when she came home. And I actually had to do exercises. My daughter, 7, she was 7, and I had to teach her. She had to learn how to walk again. She had to learn how to do a lot because of being in that coma for so long. So it's like, yeah, you do. You give your kids incentive. You give them gifts. She's turning that into something, nefarious when it wasn't. It was just simply
But I want you to understand, Dr. Steele, I'm going to tell you something, Dr. Steele. Here's all the records from 2009. Okay, this is just from 2009. This is from the moment that she is an adult on. And you sat there with your little notebook, your little freaking folder here that said specialist and all that, right? And you said you didn't know about them? Really? Okay, well, let me see. November 3rd of 2009, there's a sleep clinic notice to you from Beckerman, and it's all highlighted and crazy because, look, it's nuts. Okay. On 2/17, there is another one from a specialist to you for allergies and immunology. This is a surgery document to you for dental caries, acute reaction to stress, and vocal cord dysfunction for muscular dystrophy. This one is for history and physical. For preoperative evaluation, she is scheduled for dental rehabilitation and a laryngoscopy. In 2009, you got a letter also discussing from, let's see what this one is for. That's what this one's for. This is the ear tubes, the permanent ear tubes. You also got a letter from about her vision. You also got a letter in Children's Mercy Emergency, all the clinics that she's involved in. Here, Mr. Steele, let's see. Oh, look again. You've got another pediatric dermatology. What? Abby, she wanted to make sure the dog's fed. That's all. I want to make sure the animals got fed. Okay, so now here's another one. Okay, so this is, by this time you're now in Kansas City and you've got new doctors, and let's see who this one is. So this looks like a Dr. Chitra Dinakar. So she messaged you about your person, and she is from, let's see, evaluation of her asthma, rhinitis, and food reactions. Okay, let's see what this one is for. This is for another possible food allergy. That's just 2009, sir. And that's just the ones I have right here that I pulled out. I'm sure there are more. So you want to tell me again how you didn't know how she was going to all of these specialists when you're the freaking doctor listed on every single one of them and they're freaking writing back to you? Huh? Oh, by the way, did you know that Gypsy started signing her own medical records in 2009? She started freaking signing her own medical documents. There is documented proof. There is also documented proof that her freaking birth date only changes when you want it to be conveniently changed. Is that because you were fleecing for were you trying to get studies approved and grants and funding? Were you trying to get things done so that you could send her to conventions so you guys could spend freaking money, Dr. Steele and Dr. Beckerman? I'd sure as shit like to know, because since you moved her from 2009 to freaking Kansas City, Dr. Leigh Pashon was begging you to find out what the hell was wrong with her over and over again. She finally got Dee Dee in her office, convinced her that they would run one last test, because she was tired. She was sick. She couldn't do this anymore. And Gypsy didn't fucking care. She wanted to continue on in making money and frauding anyway, in any way she fucking can. There is your inciting fucking incident, but it gets better. So 2009, she's given the wild fucking idea that just because she's cognitively available to say that, yeah, you can stick a freaking thing down my nose and you can pull out my rotting ass teeth, somehow that got in her head to say that I'm not sick. Look, I'm fine. Even the lawyer says I'm fine, Mom. What are you fucking talking about? So then in 2011, her little fucking bubble got real damn burst on 3/2 of 2011. Gypsy is diagnosed with the 1Q21.1. Dee Dee is tested and she does not have it, and the father is not available. On 3/18 of 2011, Gypsy receives a message on Facebook from Dan, 36 years old, and he thinks she's 19 years old at this point. No, but whatever. And Dan thought she was 15. She gives months of conversations, often while very high and infatuated with Dan. I want you to understand, this is a 6-month timeline. Okay? Not even a 6-month timeline. We are talking about February to June. We are talking about 3 freaking months here. Okay? I want you to understand this. Dan's baby is born shortly before the hospital incident, and sometime in February of 2011, when she goes and freaking visits him and has everything. Thank you for the sticker, Alicia. Super chat is open, guys. We do appreciate it. We have our chat, Cash App, and our stuff running along the bottom. We are about to start subscriptions here on Patreon and everything for what we're doing going forward with our research. Okay, so Dan's baby is born sometime shortly before the hospital incident in February. He is leading this girl on, telling her that he loves her and blah, and she's infatuated with him. Then when he finds out how fucking cuckoo cuckoo she is, he tries to break it off with her and she becomes fucking obsessed. Hey guys, that's the actual fucking definition of obsessed. She was stalking a man who wanted nothing to do with her.
There you go.
That's obsession. She's still obsessed with this man today. So obsessed that she had her 10-year-old daughter, her 10-year-old sister, look him up.
Nice.
Are you guys kidding this? Do you understand? She's so freaking unhinged. It's not even funny, but let's keep going. So then the incident at the hospital happens in Cox South Hospital. She walks over 3 blocks to the neighbor's house who does not know her, but does know who she is. And they knocks on his door at fucking 2 something in the freaking morning and begs him to take her to the hospital. I verified that with his ex-wife, who was the wife at the time, that they thought it was crazy, but he figured, she's harmless. Let's just take her to the hospital, whatever. Then, at least we know she got somewhere safe. Okay. Then there are claims that Dan texted her while in the hospital saying he had been beat up real bad. So she packed a Disney movie, some freaking baby bottles, her freaking favorite nipples. Not kidding you. This is what is in the bag.
I just can't help it. Her
and some
favorite
princess
nipple?
fucking clothes to run away to Arkansas with a 36-year-old fucking man who's married, has a baby now, already has other children and a baby, and you think this is your conquering hero savior, the drug addict freaking felon. Are you fucking kidding me? Be so for fucking real. No wonder your mom called you a slut and smacked you in the face.
Like,
no wonder she was making
if it happened.
Pregnancy tests.
Allegedly,
Oh yeah, maybe she took her toothbrush too. You know what? I think that we all need to send Gypsy a toothbrush because we're very concerned about Ken's oral hygiene.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah, no, you're
So-
just jealous, Fancy, because you weren't creative enough to
I know.
use your toothbrush.
I know. I'm just not creative enough.
I mean,
Yeah,
even though we had some high power tools back in the
we had
day.
lots of things. There were lots of things, okay?
I
Look,
mean, come on now. We just didn't want to do it on camera for people.
I just don't do it on camera and put credits after it. And I certainly don't talk about how I'm going to take my 13-year-old's freaking virginity with it later, okay? Like,
talk to
this
me
is
about
not okay. None
has
of this
nothing
is
to do
okay.
with being prudish. It has to do with, let's
Yes.
see, a moral compass,
Yes.
maybe? I don't know.
Yes. Okay, so timeline, I'm still in the timeline. My belief is the real inciting incident, it started in 2009 where the seed was planted in her brain.
Right.
Where she ran away the first time with the first convention guy,
Mm-hmm.
got caught. By that point, her mama, David Blanchard, Kim Blanchard, Dan Glidewell, all of them knew that one, Gypsy was of age because she had IDs with her. Oh, by the way, a book of IDs. A book of IDs is Dan's testimony. What is a book of IDs? And for somebody who's making claims that your mama was really good at photo restoration and perhaps she might have been forging, IDs for people. Hint, hint. Oh, that's why, Gypsy. Is that why? Because you knew that Dan said that you had a book of fucking IDs?
You can't write this shit, man.
Little bitch. You're such a liar. Okay, let's go on here. All right. I still want you to remember this is a 3-month timeline. In this timeline, they just develop a power play relationship. In this timeline.
Yep.
Okay, all this shit is going down in a 3-month freaking period. And then at this point, somewhere in here, she messages Leah and tells her that she met a guy online on Facebook randomly that goes to the convention, and he's what? A pedo.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Everyone knew in 2009 that she could at least very well walk a little bit. I'm sure she still played it up and told her mom, well, it's like you've said all day long, Mama, I just hurt when I freaking walk. And so I just stayed in the wheelchair because it hurts you so bad, Mama. Be so for fucking real, you stupid little bitch.
Yep.
And Jeanette, one more time, for those of you in the back, yes, a 6-year-old can do that shit.
Yeah.
How dare you think that 6-year-olds cannot be manipulative? How fucking you have a master's degree in this shit, right, Sheena? Where's your big old master's degree on how kids can be violent and fucking dangerous, Sheena? Where's your master's degree in that? Did you get your master's degree out of a Cracker Jack box? Is that what you did?
Yeah, I'm not even trying to talk to those people because truly,
are you guys insane?
They don't matter.
You don't matter.
They
anyway,
don't matter.
Going back.
If you think it mattered to Gypsy, think again, but go ahead and keep thinking you do.
Exactly. Go ahead and continue on with your delusional
bullshit.
You keep
advocating and you keep defending. You go right ahead.
Go right ahead. Anyway, so that's the month of February so far. I will lay this out for you guys. I am adding pieces to this. I'm going to put a timeline out of everything that happened in these 4 years from 2011 to 2015, exactly why what happened in 2015 was 100% all because of Gypsy Rose fucking Blanchard and no one fucking else.
Nope.
All right, so we've got the month of February. By May, okay,
February, March, April, May, okay,
May. Around about 5/21 is when she sent the nudie photos to her dad and her sister, asked the 10-year-old sister to look up Dan Glidewell on the Facebook, called her daddy a deadbeat father, a man who abused her, a man who ruined her entire freaking life.
No, he abused her too? Oh,
yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. Yep, all of that shit. And you blamed it on your friend Aaliyah when you were confronted with it. And I'm pretty damn sure, Gypsy, when I have those things compared to Dee Dee's writings and to your writings, when we do our documentary with actual experts who know their business, I bet you the $10 that I freaking owe you, Rod, that I gave to your wife.
I want my $10.
Brothers. That guarantee you those messages in there, are all Gypsy, not
Yep.
Dee. I guarantee you
100%.
that. Okay, so that's 521. Right around there is where they're talking with Christy and they're having this full lowdown. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. She runs away, right? She runs away to this freaking thing after that. Okay, so she runs away after she's left the messages for her father.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in June now. She goes to the convention in February. She runs away in June with Dan. Finds out that Dan, just like it's really funny that Dee knew exactly where to look for you, and that your friends all turned you in when they maybe because they were a little shocked to see a walking Gypsy. Maybe Dan's cousin was like, "What the fuck? I've only ever seen her in a wheelchair. What's going on here? We should call her mom."
Yeah.
And then he finds out that no, you can walk, you can do what the fuck. I've
I
talked
think
to
when
them.
he found out
I know what was
everything-
going on.
When he found out everything that came along with her, because let's face it, she's messy, girl. She is messy.
She's
He was
fucking
like,
messy.
oh hell no, I'm not trying to fuck with this. Honest to God,
No.
I think that's what happened.
And they called her, and she came and got you. You didn't have to go back with
She wouldn't leave
her.
him alone. She would not leave him alone. You want to
No,
talk about
and
obsessed?
that's why what convinced you to go home with your mother was that your mother told you that if you came home with her, you would still be allowed to see him. And that wasn't her intention. She lied because she is a mother who wanted to get you home away from a 36-year-old freaking predator who's online selling drugs. And according to David Blanchard, you'd already had some problems with where he influenced you to do things that you shouldn't have done. According to David, which you can throw that as far as I can throw something with my bad back. And with my bad back, I shouldn't throw anything. Okay? She had a business pass. She used it a lot. Yep. Yes. So don't freaking come in here with your nonsense about how da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No. She's pulled this many times. She meets him in the thing. He starts hooking up with her online. And then by June 14th, Dee Dee is in the hospital with supposedly she's already been chained to the bed at this point, right? So the 2-week period that you were chained to the bed, was that between the fucking photos that you posted to your dad and your sister and going and running away, and then your mom changed you to the bed because she was like, oh fuck, she's gonna kill me or someone else, and then you broke loose and you tried to kill her? Like, was that what happened? Like, I'm just trying to figure this out because it's a really, 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 really very tight time schedule here. Oh, and in this period of time, guys, you have to believe that she went, after tying her up, smashing her computer, she went and found a cow's tongue, which is nowhere to be found in anywhere near Springfield, Missouri. She collected Gypsy's period freaking blood, grabbed a mason jar, dug up a hole in the fucking backyard that no one can find, right next to the shed of fucking Dream fucking Scape Horrors, with your toddler bed and your rainbow fucking bright freaking, building.
It's creepy. That shed was creepy, man.
And performed a spell that said that you would never find happiness. No, what I think actually probably happened is your mom found out what was wrong with you, realized it's a lifelong condition, that you're mentally disabled because of it, and that she was going to tell you you were never going to live a normal life because, sweetheart, I hate to tell you this, you still don't live a normal life because you're not normal.
And you shouldn't be having kids.
Period. You won't be normal, and you shouldn't be having kids, especially with your mental health problems.
But
and if you're saying that your mama has mental health problems as well, and your daddy's got the freaking lottery for gene disorders, possibly don't procreate. Oh, and let me tell you something, sweetheart. I understand that you think IVF is your fucking answer, but I don't even think you understand what you have to go through for IVF. Because if you are frightened and you are traumatized by doctors and needles and being poked and shit, no, sweetheart, you ain't doing no fucking IVF.
You would not go through that.
Oh, and by the way, it's still very hard to take out gene mutations with IVF, just so you know. So you'd be spending thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars being poked, prodded, monitored, all the things that you don't like.
And there's a good chance you could get even more babies.
Right.
Can you see that?
That would
couldn't handle Aurora having supposed colic.
Yes, this is in the time frame of being chained to the bed. This is in the time frame of being chained to the bed. By 6/14, Dee Dee is in the hospital with BB guns in her fucking back. She admits she was holding a knife to her freaking throat and scared the shit out of her. And even she admits that in 2011, the power and change in the house shifted, and Honey knew Baby was no longer afraid of Honey, and Honey was afraid of Baby. Isn't
Right.
that what you said in your
That's
time
what
to
she said
stand,
in the
Jen?
book.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
I read it in black and white. That's what she said. Now let's unpack that just a little bit, Vance, because I'm telling you right now, if I was standing in front of my true abuser and had a gun in my hand, do you know how quick I would have been on my ass?
Oh my God.
Do you know how quick I would have been on my ass?
Hot as heck out
Do
here.
you know how quick one of my kids would have been on their ass if they put a gun on me?
Oh my God, I'm not going to argue with
Can we be for real with this? But what does Dee Dee do? She defends her. She defends her and says it was somebody else. Somebody robbed them in the Walmart parking lot. Makes excuses for her. I'm telling you right now, if that is your true abuser, there is no way you were going to do that. No way. Not unscathed. Not unscathed.
Not unscathed.
Let me just say, not unscathed.
It's not even that the baby is small, Rachel. The baby isn't growing at all. It doesn't change the size. There's no growth. She's not crawling or anything like nothing. There's no milestones at all. Nothing.
No rollovers, no.
No, she rolled over today. Nothing.
No. She said dada. That's all we know. Which is what they say usually the first time. Anyway, it's just easier for them to say, let's face it.
Yes. She covered up for her crimes a lot. She took the heat when she stole shit from Hobby Lobby, too. Yeah. She is the problem. Gypsy was the freaking problem. Gypsy was the showrunner. Gypsy is the con artist. And I know 100% without a shadow of a doubt, I can prove that to the world.
I'm telling you
Allegedly,
right now,
in my opinion, for entertainment and educational
Daddy
purposes only.
Issues is,
Yes.
off the freaking charts, Nancy. I'm telling you right now, everything that little girl did was for her dad's attention. 100%. And then when she finds out that there's an actual name for it, and Daddy still doesn't want anything to do with me, she goes off the fucking rails.
Yep.
And that's what this timeline is right here. She goes off the rails.
I literally explained it to you the other day. I took you through exactly what I was seeing. And I'm telling you, this is the answer. The answer to this is that she gave us everything we needed to know. Everything we needed to know was in these FOIAs. Everything she wanted no one to find is in these FOIAs.
Yeah.
And you screwed up because you gave me the damn records, and I was smart enough to know what I was looking at, and I was also smart enough to know what I didn't know, and I went and found people that knew.
They weren't counting on you.
No.
And I want to get this straight too. Because I'm sick of people saying this shit too. Well, Nancy's just jealous. She's just upset because they didn't want anything to do with her anymore, okay? Let me shut you the fuck up right now. Fancy didn't sell out. That's what happened. Fancy found out Christy's lying, questioned her about the goddamn prescription pad, and Fancy told her flat out, I know you're lying to me, and Christy started pushing her away. Fancy could have sold out like goddamn Melissa Moore did, and everybody else did, but she didn't. And now she's here telling the truth, and she still gets shit for it. So let's get it straight. Had nothing to do with that. Fancy didn't sell out.
I also had nothing to do with hurting Nicholas Godejohn or making his freaking trial not go through well or any of the media part of that. That was not
I'm tired of hearing it.
That was not
with
me.
You for over a year now. I know you. I wouldn't be friends with you if I thought you were some kind of horrible, conjuring up shit, all kinds of that, because I've worked too hard to get where I am in my own life. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're a good person, dude, and you're out for the truth, and that's all you've been trying to do. Your delivery might be fucked up sometimes, but you know what? Everybody, you got to look past that because she's very passionate about this for a reason. And I think you guys are all I think more people are starting to understand why we are so passionate about this. Like I can't even tell you, like, I have never dealt with a situation like this in my entire life. And I have not gone through everything I've gone through to have this little demon devalue what I've gone through. Dude, your story ain't my story. Stop talking, bitch. Miss me with your abuse. For real.
Right.
Miss me with it.
Right. Okay. So I want to. This is the beginning of me explaining to you guys what my theory is, but I'm just going to give you a piece of it, and then you guys can decide what you think I'm getting at here. And I will be putting out more and more and more, more and more information. So I've shown you this book several times, the book of the medications, right?
Yep.
Okay. So this is from 2010. All right. And their main doctors that are listed in here are Dr. Dowling and Dr. Steele. Now, there are some other doctors in here once in a while. But what I pulled out was specifically the Dr. Steele records. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to think about this. Now, the records that we have are all over the place. Now, first of all, Dreamer made up a really good point that that these could be forged documents and blah blah blah. Well, if they are, we kind of know who does that kind of shit, right? Because it sure as shit ain't me.
No.
This is what I was given, and I can prove it by the records and everything else. So don't come in here and try to say some shit, because if they're fucking fake, then you better be looking at Christy fucking Blanchard and Gypsy Rose Blanchard is why they're fucking fake. But I don't believe they're fake because they wouldn't want me to know all this shit.
Right.
Okay. But the birth dates in the files are changing every fucking second. Their ages, the age in the listed does not match the age that is on the date, does not match none of it fucking matches from 2009 on. Not before that, 2009 on. Okay. I do believe that Dee Dee may have helped her get when they got out of Missouri. I think they may have lied about her age for her to get out of Missouri faster. Okay, that could definitely be a possibility. But I don't believe that Dee Dee is the one that is doing all of this with the birth dates. And here is my issue. So if the birth dates in the records are all over the place, but the birth date in the pharmacy records is always the same, what does that tell you? Listen, Dr. Steele for Bactroben. Oh, what's the birth date on this? Oh, look, it's 1991. Dr. Steele.
Birth date.
Dr. Steele. 12/23/10 for nystatin. Again, birth date listed correctly. Again, Alps Discount Pharmacy, same pharmacy, Montelukast. Hey, that's just for you guys to get your nasal passage cleared. My husband and I take that. Nystatin, you know what that's for. This one was for, what was this for? Bactroban. Okay, this medicine is an antibacterial to treat skin infections. I even went through all of her medications that she was currently taking in 2015, listed on a document that is directly addressed to her as her care. She's taking care of her own care, and they are freaking sending it directly to Gypsy. Dee Dee's name is nowhere to be found. Okay, and guess what that date on that paper was? 1991. 1991, here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different things that I have just right here in 2010. These are just the Dr. Steele ones, and they all have the right fucking date. All right, this one is the one I'm talking about. I'm going to unblur my background for a minute so you can see this. None. All right. Now, do you see this? This is the summary. Do you see who it is to? Summary to your visit. Do you see this highlight up here?
Mm-hmm.
That highlight says date of birth 7/27/1991. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Summary of your visit. based on the information you provided to us, as well as any changes during this visit, the following is your updated medication list. It is important to keep your list updated regularly regarding medications that are stopped, doses that are changed, or new medications, including the over-the-counter medications that are added. Please carry your current medication information with you at all times. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, what's she taking? Tretinoin, that's for acne. Pataday, that's allergy relief. Prednisone, that's steroid for the infection that they were treating.
Mm-hmm.
Levotripam is an anti-epileptic. Then Dulera, which is another asthma. Montelukast, that's for nasals. Chlorhexidine gluconate, and that is an antiseptic and disinfectant. She was taking Rantadine, which is a Zantac, which reduces stomach acid. She was taking polyethylene glycol, and that's a laxative. Remember how she couldn't poop in freaking prison, everybody said?
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
Yep.
Albuterol she was taking for asthma. An HFA inhaler for breathing and wheezing. Silver sulfidinize, which is applied to the affected area 1 to 2 times. That's for yeast infections. There's the cream again. She was taking some sort of mupricin calcium, which helps for the infection. Baclofen. Now, this is the one I really wanted to talk to you about, baclofen. I made a lot of notes on this. I want you to understand what baclofen actually is and what it did for Gypsy and why it was what she needed and why I can tell you that this is not a woman trying to freaking abuse her kid. We'll go into baclofen in a minute. Okay, so she was taking fluconase. So again, another one of those. Cetrizine, Lactulose. Okay, those are all for feeding tubes. Acetaminophen, so with codeine because she, had something going on. Nasonex, myostatin, benzomycin. So she was taking another kind of cream. She had a miscellaneous medical supply, which was the wheelchair repair, and ibuprofen. Take 400 milligrams by mouth every 6 hours as needed. Okay, you got that right? You got all those?
Got it all.
So now, where in there is any of those things seem like they're abusive?
Nothing.
Aren't they all just preventative for things that she has? Well, here I want to tell you how horrible a mom Gypsy Rose's mother was, because that's everything she was forcing her to take.
Yes.
Okay, and she just
horrible.
Couldn't believe it. Do you know what baclofen is for? Do you know what baclofen is? Do you know what baclofen is, guys? Do you? It's for skeletal muscle relaxant. It is used to manage symptoms associated with her 1-2Q1.1 syndrome, particularly those that involve muscle spasticity, neurological problems, seizures, hypotonia. Oh my, what? It acts on the spinal cord nerves where she has a syrinx problem to reduce severity of muscle spasm and can alleviate pain and improve a muscle individual's mobility and independence. It is absolutely done to to help her and be able to deal with something called spasticity, okay? Because she has the low muscle weakness, but it also has a distinction of actually tightening in certain places.
Mm-hmm.
So what this does is it creates an opening for the spasticity. I can't say that word. I hate it saying it.
It's fine.
But I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And that is why that she was taking this. She was given baclofen because of her chronic freaking pain associated with her 1Q to 1.1. Do you understand why there is no actual diagnosis of what they can treat with the 1Q21? Because there is no cure for that microdeletion at all.
No.
So when there is no cure for a microdeletion and a genetic problem, do you know what they do? They treat the freaking symptoms. They treated her eyes. They treated her ears. They treated her brain.
RA. I have RA, and there's no
muscles.
cure.
They treated her fucking digestive system.
Yep.
All of these things were all for making
Symptoms.
Gypsy's life easier.
Yep.
Not Dee Dee's. gypsies.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me again how you were so abused and had to take so many medications.
Yep.
What medication?
And then
could you elaborate what those medications are? I'd really like to know. Asking for a friend.
She says on the stand when she's testifying for Nick that she found out she was perfectly healthy.
Right.
So,
except you already admitted in 2014
you're lying under oath,
which
even,
wasn't.
you know what I mean? But like, hey, what are you gonna expect? What do you expect? Somebody who kills her fucking
So
mother.
what are your thoughts about the fact that the medical records at the frickin' pharmacy all have the correct birth date on them? If you haven't thought about it, somebody drop it in the chat. Mac, what do you think about that?
About what? About the pharmacy? About what?
About the pharmacy having the right birth date the entire time.
I think that's because it's through the government. That's why they know exactly how old she is.
Fallen Angel, what do you mean that's a lot of medication for a mom to give her child? It's not. It's not. I'm on way more medication than this. It's literally a bunch of asthma.
I mean, it's a lot for somebody if they didn't have something, but the fact that she has something, you know, it is a lot though. You're right. It is a lot. I've even cut down what I'm taking. Thank God we finally found something where I only have to take 2 things for it, you know?
Right. Oh,
but
yeah. That's a good one, Letterman. The freaking missing persons also had the correct birthday. So when she tries to sell it to Stan.
You're right.
Did you see his look? I know he knew she was lying. I know he knew. Because he was like, okay, well, we'll get to all of that.
Yeah, we'll get to all that. Yeah.
We'll get to all that. All right, I've got to take this damn long sleeve thing off because I am burning up. And apparently my husband is freezing. So you guys get to see nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh.
That's better. That's where my hair is at right now. Up on my head.
Girl. Oh my God, I feel 10 degrees cooler already.
Already. I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to get the girls all settled. Yep. Adorable.
Yeah. All right. So if the dates in the pharmacy are correct, that means that there was no fraud happening at the pharmacy. And everybody has wondered how on earth could it be that Medicaid would cover all of this without the proper testing and with the changing birth dates. They would have caught the flag, right?
They're crazy, dude. I'm on disability. I know how that goes. I know how that goes. Everything.
No, the meds in the closet were not used, and they were mostly over the counter or her inhalers. And if she wasn't needing her inhalers, they could have piled up and piled up and piled up because nobody needed them at the time because they're only if you need them. I mean, some people take them daily, but some people only take them when they fucking need them. And she would get 3 months supplies because she wouldn't go back to the hospital.
Right.
You get it? This is also explainable now that we know the truth.
Yep.
Okay. So if the numbers are matching at the pharmacy and they send those records into the freaking Medicaid to get the approval for every fucking medication that they pay for because they have to, that corresponds with a freaking medical document. And those two things get linked up, right? Okay, we're giving her this medication and here's this medical document. Yes, we're the insurance company. We're going to go ahead and freaking approve this. Exactly. They'd see her every 6 months. She even said so. Okay. Right. So now here's my thought process. These things right here, these lovely little things, these freaking things right here are from within the chart system. But nobody has any clue if a chart that says 1995 on it was ever sent to Medicaid. Because the one surefire way to make sure you're getting everything that you're trying to do and in fleece is to make sure that the numbers and the dates match.
Right.
So you would send in a freaking file to Medicaid that does not match the record that you have in your record. And that's how the hospital finally caught it. And that's why your nurse, Dr. Steele, called it in, because she finally realized, what are all these dates and these freaking ages changing within these fucking files? What is going on here? What are all these people doing? And then I think it's very interesting that you say that you told Dee Dee that it was you who called, and Dee Dee continued to not only let her daughter see you, but she allowed you to move her care to freaking Kansas City as well.
Mm-hmm.
Be so for fucking real, Dr.
Right.
Steele.
Yep.
So my assessment is I would like to know, what in the world were you changing her birth dates on the papers for? Because I'm quite certain you were not changing them when you were billing Medicaid. Could it be for funding for your research?
Yeah.
Could it be for conventions that she was a part of?
Maybe.
And the more that she stayed younger, you got more services approved and paid for?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Beckerman, how many CPAP machines did you actually order for her?
Yeah,
I have them here, sir.
I
don't understand why you're ordering it over and
Let's
over.
look on Etsy and see
again.
how many she sold.
And then that's it. There you go, Mac. She's selling the shit on eBay and Etsy.
Yep. That's what I mean, eBay. Yep, she was selling it on eBay.
eBay. She's selling them on eBay. You got Dan Glidewell, you got David Blanchard throwing Dan Glidewell under the bus and saying that there was an incident between him and Gypsy and Dee Dee. Dee Dee told him this, that there was a freaking incident that he allegedly influenced Gypsy into stealing Dee Dee's pain medications and doing all of this. Were you talking about 2011 when she ran away, David, and you're the one that helped find her and bring her back home? Or are you talking about in 2009 when you found her in the hotel with a different guy and you still thought, hey, it's fine, we're just going to continue to put her as our poster child? Remember, she's the honorary member of the 501st Fleet, right? Who does a lot of work with law enforcement and the public defender's office and the district attorney's office. How funny that works. Could that possibly be why Mike Stanfield was assigned day one? I'm just saying.
Right.
There's a story there.
There's
Allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only.
There you have it.
And here's the other thing. If Dee Dee, like this person says, if Dee Dee had MVP, she wouldn't be fine with Gypsy just getting allergy meds. She'd push for other testing and surgeries, but she didn't. The doctor even said Dee Dee was with everything. Exactly.
See?
Exactly. She's sleeping in her bed with a freaking knife next to her bed. The cabinet is locked. There's a padlock on the fucking shed now. Like, okay, and I get it. Maybe the shed was already padlocked.
There's a safe in her room.
There's a safe in her room that is broken.
And a receipt for locks to be changed.
For locks on the day that this all happened. And I started listening to her again. And what did she say the other day? She literally said that 2 days before Nicholas came and did this on the 10th, she was kicked out and sleeping with bugs on the patio. So if she was kicked out and sleeping with bugs on the patio on the 8th, how was she inside on the 9th to make peace with her mother, paint nails, and watch movies?
Can we talk about that?
Yes.
Can we talk about making peace and what that truly means? I want to know. I want to know from the people in the chat. We got 195 people in here. I want to know, what does that mean to you? If you make peace with somebody, tell me what that means to you. I'll wait. Because this is my biggest thing right here. Because I'll tell you what it means to me. If I'm making peace with somebody, that means our beef is squashed. We don't have to talk. It doesn't mean we have to talk or anything like that. It just means I'm not going to go after you. You don't come after me. It's done. Wiped it clean, right? So why did you have to fucking kill your mom if you squashed everything with her? If you made peace with her, what would you have to kill her for? Nobody ever talks about that. Ever.
No. No.
Read what it means. Look it up, Vance, if you can, please. And
I'm looking for it because we wrote a piece of it in our book, and I was trying to freaking find where we wrote it. Because I wrote a whole thing about this.
It's like you text Nick, well, I made peace with my mom, and then the next night, it's go time. Like, what? I mean, no wonder, like there's times when I feel like Nick didn't understand what was going on.
I know
And
he
maybe
wasn't.
he didn't, because when you say you make peace with somebody, that to me would say, okay, let's
and
go.
you can see the messages between him and people that he was talking to along the way, and he kept saying he hoped that he was just going to be able to go and get her, and then he would be able to not have to do this.
He wanted to take her and go.
No, and he said, well, she's already, then he told the one girlfriend that she's already been thrown out of the house, so I'm hoping that I don't have to do anything, that we could just go get her things and she can leave with me. Like, he didn't want to do it.
Dude, he kept trying. He did. I mean, he did do it, but he was trying very hard.
You couldn't fucking be left alone. You just couldn't leave him alone.
Even when he got there, he said that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to take her. He wanted to grab her and go.
Yes.
And then he had the angel and the devil going on. And I think he had to just commit.
Yes. And I think that's why he says he'll never forgive Dan, because I think Dan was supposed to be doing something since David so politely brought him up. Yeah. With no prompting.
But I'll never understand.
And I don't know what happened.
With my mom.
Yeah.
I made peace with my mom.
I made peace with my mom.
Can we talk about also how the letter she wrote to her cousin?
Right. That's, yeah.
I mean, I know it's in a FOIA that no one's allowed to have, but still.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure no one ever gets, because we're fucking disgustingly stupid.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry, whatever.
Delay getting the truth out, that's fine. I don't care. We'll still do what we gotta do.
Hold on, I'm looking for it. I really am. I know we wrote a fucking piece on this. I know we just freaking wrote it, Mac.
I'm not sure if we did. I think I just looked it up.
No, I thought we did. I'm pretty sure I freaking wrote a piece on this. I swear to you. I just don't remember what I did with it. But basically, we break it down. I know that we broke it down wherever we did. And what it does is explain to you what actually those statements mean and what it would indicate and why this would mean that she would then be able to just leave. Her mother told her, fine, leave. Go with the boy to Wisconsin. At least you'll be happy. You'll stop fucking pissing me off.
Get out.
You'll stop freaking stealing my medication. You'll stop that I need because I have chronic fucking actual pain, Gypsy. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I need these medications.
Older men. Stop taking my pain medication. Stop taking my money. Stop making videos of yourself and sending them to married men
with toothbrushes. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
You know what I mean?
Like, I can't imagine what Dee Dee was going through. It's just absolutely
heavy. Well, she deserved, man. She's got to go because of that. Are you kidding me? Please, man. You kill your mother. Your mother who did nothing but love you. You killed her.
Yep.
You will not convince me of anything else ever.
No.
Dee Dee loved her. I'm not saying she was perfect. Nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect. But I do think she did the best she could with what she had.
Yes.
For a little spoiled brat.
Yeah. Yep.
Who kept wanting her dad, and Dee Dee, you know, unfortunately was trying to be both, but you can't be both, you know?
Right. Oh, I love
the thing, you know what I mean?
You know, just like she makes
fun, bitch about a billboard.
Just like she's gonna make fun of her own fucking last name.
They're gonna bitch about a billboard, but yet they all stood in front of Mommy Dead and Dearest poster, Rod, Mia, Christy, fucking smiling ear to ear and arm in arm. You know what I mean? That's okay. Let's put a big picture of fucking Dee Dee and call it Mommy Dead and Dearest. But that's fucking okay, ain't it? Gonna bitch at me about a billboard? Fucking go to hell.
Okay, I want to read this to you. This is a piece from our book, okay? It's called The Character Assassination of Claudine Blanchard. They called her crazy. They called her dead. Then they called her irrelevant. The Garden Wire Archives entry redacted. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this isn't a confession. This is a character Murder, written in soft focused prose and sold for sympathy clicks. In chapter 2 of My Time to Stand, Gypsy Rose Blanchard begins her real work, not in survival, but in sanitized defamation. She reshapes her mother into a cartoon villain, fat, frumpy, desperate. A woman so laughable you stop asking whether she was human. This isn't memoir, it's post-mortem theater. She mocks Dee Dee's weight. She speculates about her virginity. She turns every insecurity into a prop, every unproven rumor into a punchline. Thank you guys who's sending stuff. Thank you so very much. But here's what they won't tell you on Hulu. There are no records of abuse. There are only records of narrative realignment. In this act, we do not relitigate the murder. We dismantle the justification. We will present FOIA contradictions, deleted witness testimonies, a timeline she forgot to edit, and a witness who has been watching from the wings, Miss Ruby Begonia, which is my lovely friend here. And she
That would be me.
Being polite. In this session, we will present Exhibit D, Chapter 2 of My Time to Stand, an act of literary sleight of hand in which Claudine Blanchard is reduced to a frumpy, lonely stereotype designed to justify her daughter's future betrayal. We will call to the stand forensic contradiction tables, timeline audits, primary source receipts, and voices long denied the floor. We are no longer content to comment from the margins. We do not intend to bury Gypsy Rose Blanchard with this case. We intend to exhume the truth she paved over. So let the records reflect the prosecution is ready. The memory of Dee Dee Blanchard is not on trial. She is finally being heard. The court calls its second exhibit, Chapter 2, the rebranding of a corpse.
Yes. This book is
guys
going to
keep
bang
asking
you
us
guys.
what we're doing, why
Y'all are
we're
gonna wanna be
silent,
reading
why
it.
we haven't been on. This is what we're working on. It is not just a book. It is a multi-universe that we have created. Allegorical tales, comedy and satire tales, real evidence, and all of that. We have a workbook and a learning course that we're going to give you about how the media was able to do this. We have handouts, we have workbooks, we have it all, because once and for all, I am going to be done with this. There is no more question about what I have, don't have, what she did or didn't do. It is all in black and freaking white.
Yep.
And every day I pick up a new piece of paper, and every day, Mac, what do? I come to you and I go, holy shit. And I fucking do exactly what I did with the inciting incident in 2011. And I timelined it out for you. And I am going to fill that timeline in between that freaking 6-month period for you to understand exactly what supposedly took place between 3 freaking 2011 and 6-14 2011, because some shit went crazy. Gypsy lost her mind in February of 2011. Up until then, she was willingly participating and rebelling against her mother, and she was trying to do all of that shit just to fucking scam and screw guys and do whatever the heck she wants to do. Do I think that at some point in time she probably was stealing her mom's pills and taking them? Yeah, I do. Do I think that she was an addict to it and that she needed to freaking... No, I don't think so. And I certainly don't think that your mother just carelessly left fucking narcotics in a laundry basket tossed under a fucking knife in your freaking bathroom.
Right.
Are you fucking kidding me? So what, does she just take a pill and just drop her fucking pills or wherever? That is the most absolutely absurd thing I've ever heard. It's almost as absurd as your stepmommy trying to tell me that a freaking box underneath the freaking bed is a fucking prescription pad.
Yep.
Get out of here. What are you fucking talking about?
Sorry, hang on one sec.
Like, enough is enough. Stop fucking lying. Fuck, go away. If you don't want to admit it, fine, just go away. Jesus fucking Christ. Where's the one that I highlighted? I really want to read through that one. There's one that I just highlighted. So
Okay, sorry. I was trying to get my dogs in.
no, you're fine. That's fine. Here's the one that I wanted to read. Oh, here's the durable powers of attorney. Okay, we're going to talk about the durable powers of attorney. All right. So we've talked about. So today we've talked about the bullshit fucking with the peaceful protest. We have covered the inciting incident and timeline from 3/2/2011 through 6/2 or 6/14/2011. We have found that in 2009 she was 100% signing for herself, and the lawyer that was representing her literally said that she was cognitively available to be able to understand the treatments that she was having and to sign for them. And she did from there on out. Do you understand? Now,
Yep.
we've all heard the power of attorney speech, right? We've all heard that. I placed these out there already for you. These have been out for a while in my Patreon, but they are now available for you everywhere. Okay. These are the eight. I want you to understand 8 different POAs, all signed on the same day in 2013. All of them.
Signed by who?
Hold on a second. I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to get the right date, first of all.
Yeah.
The date is August 19th of 2013. August 19th of 2013. Okay? There are 8 different copies here. All of them are different from the others. Now, I did find one thing out about this. Okay, so so there are 3 different ones that are stamped with this stamp, okay? This stamp can be enough in a state of in Missouri as a state as a stamp, but this person was contacted early on and they said that they did not sign this, they did not do their seal on this, and that their stamp was stolen. Now, where I am from, you have to have the crispy little seal, but in Missouri apparently they can have both, either or. This could suffice. But here's the thing. This still has to be filed with a court of law. And guess who's signing this anyway? You know how we've been told that this fucking thing, where do we see that, Rachel? Sorry, I know I spelled it wrong. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay. All right. So who are these for? This is all supposed to be, the powers of attorney were what, Mac? What did she tell everybody they were for?
It was for that surgery, right?
No. It was to prove that she was incompetent.
Oh, that she was incompetent. Right.
She showed these fucking terrible powers of attorney to the police officers that they would go ahead and uphold them, and she would be held, and her mother would be able to convince them, right, that she's incompetent, and that's why she has these.
Right.
The medical records, for one, tell you that that's not true. But actually, these are documents that were handed to me by Christy Blanchard, and I just was shocked at the sheer number of them. So I didn't really freaking pay attention to exactly what they were saying, because I was just like, this is fucking bizarre. Why do we have so many of these? I just decided that they were not fucking real. Okay, like this is like, what the hell is this that she's pulling? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I want you guys to read what this says. Let me see if I can get it up here so you guys can see. You guys read that? Do you see what it says there, guys? Okay, here's what I'm going to read it to you. Durable power of attorney with general powers for all purposes. There are 2. There is one for all purposes, and there is one for health purposes in here. Okay, the 2 of them for all purposes. There's only 2 copies of them. They are a little. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I think I might have actually pushed the internet button on my freaking thing. Oh, Mac's gone now. Mac, come back. Okay, so we're going to talk about these for a minute. So the 7-page ones, there's 2 of those, and they do have the stamp. Okay, but here's the thing. Herein lies the rub. These are not Dee Blanchard taking control of Gypsy Rose forcefully against her will. What this is Gypsy Rose in 2013, so she is a full-fledged adult at this point, is giving Gypsy Rose, Alcidia Blanchard. You're doing that thing again, Mac, where you're
I
crashing.
know. I'm trying to get it to stop. Hang on. I'm going to get up on my iPad. I'll be back.
No problem. A resident of Greene County, Missouri, may constitute and publish this durable power of attorney, hereby revoking any prior durable general powers of attorney at any time executed by me. I hereby appoint my mother, Claudenia Blanchard, and she gives her correct address, as my true and lawful attorney in fact, under the durable power of attorney laws of Missouri, to act for me in my name, place, and stead as my agent with general powers and authority in all particulars for all purposes without limitations, the following purposes: to manage my business, property, investments, financial, and tax affairs, to arrange my support, comfort, housing, and welfare, and for the support, education, comfort, and welfare of my heirs and those persons who I may be supporting at the time I become disabled and not able to manage my affairs, to authorize and arrange for personal care and medical treatment, to make inter vias and at death gifts of property to my heirs, to make contributions to religious, charitable, and educational organizations, and to make contributions to political candidates and organizations, and in connection therewith to exercise general powers to do the following: financial institutions, to open and close accounts in any financial institution, to endorse and write checks, to make deposits, to withdraw funds from all accounts and certificates of deposit, to have unlimited access as my deputy and a safety deposit box, and to arrange for any loan, credit card, custodial trust, or other services for financial institution, brokers and transfer agents, to manage my investment in securities, to open and close brokerage accounts, to buy and sell securities, mutual funds, commodities, foreign exchange, put all call options, long, short, or on margin, to assign and deliver security certificates, and to deal with any dividend reinvestment, checking, or credit card account. Insurance, to act as my agent in all matters involving insurance, including Medicare and medical hospitalization, liability, casualty, or life insurance policies, annuity contracts, and other insurance industry services, and to pay premiums, file claims, and make proof of loss. Real estate, to rent, buy, maintain, manage, sell, and lease interests in real estate. Personal property, to rent, buy, maintain, store, sell, lease, and dispose of all types of tangible personal property, including motor vehicles and vessels, to provide for the inspection and licensing thereof, to assign certificates of title to ownership thereof. She can get loans, to borrow money in my name and give security interest in any real or personal property securities of financial account. Mail and transportation, to receive registered, certified, and insured mail packages and communications, and to arrange shipment of my household goods and property. Voting rights, to exercise voting rights and execute proxies respecting securities or membership in any condominium, tenant or subdivision association, savings and loan association, credit union, mutual insurance company, cooperative, or other organizations. Number 9, to confront services, to contract for assistance in legal, tax, bookkeeping, and investment matters, to obtain service to manage and maintain real or personal property, and to obtain housekeeping, nursing, custodial care, and personal services. Number 10, medical and health care services, to obtain and discontinue medical services from healthcare providers, including examination, x-ray, laboratory diagnosis, medication, surgery, hospitalization, convalescence, and physical therapy, to obtain dental, vision, and prosthetic devices, to consent without withhold consent or withdraw consent to any medical treatment recommendation, to receive reports and information respecting my physical and mental condition or medical treatments, to serve as my personal representative for all purposes of Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, and to execute releases and waivers of my protected health information and as defined by HIPAA. It goes on to talk about retirement plans, trusts, and custodianships, to transfer and deliver any money or property of mine to an inter vivos trust created by me, to a trust established for me, or to my attorney, in fact, or another person, to hold me as beneficiary under the Missouri personal custodial law. Give consent to autopsy, to give consent upon my death to an autopsy or a postmortem examination. No anatomical gifts. My agent is specifically prohibited from making any anatomical gifts of my body parts. Right of sepulture. My agent shall have the power and authority to choose and control the disposition of my remains upon my death as authorized by 194.119 of the revised statutes of Missouri, or enacted or subsequently amended or replaced. Successor attorney in fact. If any attorney in fact named by me shall die, become incompetent, resign, or refuse to accept the office of attorney in fact, I name my friends Ray and Rachel Miller in Kansas City. You know, Aunt Rachel and Uncle Ray that she called and talked to on the phone. Miss Aunt Rachel that's done the video, the documentaries for her. Hey, Miss Rachel, I'd like to know, did you think it was weird when some of these said 1995 and some of them said 1997? Why would you still sign off on them? No? Okay, just wondering. Okay, but it goes further than naming those two, right? So they're already named. If in an event that Dee Dee cannot take care of her or cannot make decisions for her, now she's got Ray and Rachel, right? Now, who does she go to next? Not Christy and Rod, not freaking, anyone else, just fucking this person. So the next one is this. At first successor, co-attorney, in fact. So she's naming them as a co-attorney with her mother. These people, Ray and Rachel, with the power to act jointly or alone if any one of them shall die, become incompetent, resign, or refuse to accept the office of attorney in fact. The remaining attorney or attorneys in fact shall serve alone. If both of my successor co-attorneys in fact shall die, incompetent, resign, or refuse to accept the office of attorney in fact, I name my godparents. Oh, wait, you mean Claudia Petrie and Evans Petrie? That's your godparents, right? That's your godmother, Aunt Claudia? No? Oh, okay. So Noni and Pookie are not really? Because here you list your godparents as Mike and Rachel Colley. Now, here's the interesting fact about Mike and Rachel Colley. Mike and Rachel Colley had freaking Dee Dee and Gypsy living in their home just before they went to Slidell. They attest to the fact that Gypsy was walking. She would get up on crates and sing. She had a freaking walker, all this shit. They kick her the fuck out because they're done with all this crap. And I don't know what the inciting incident is, but I kind of like that might have had something to do with Gyp shit. But hey, who am I to say? Okay, they throw her out because apparently they believe, just like Claudia and them believe after Christy told them to believe this, that Dee Dee was in fact poisoning their mother as well as poisoning Dee Dee. And they all thought it was still a good idea to leave a child in her care. Okay, leave a motherfucking child in her care and throw them out onto the street where she had to go and figure out what she was going to do. Okay. And then they have to add insult to injury, and they tell me that she was poisoning their mom and she got better, just like Miss Laura, and that Dee Dee was doing credit card fraud. Well, really, where's those charges for credit card fraud and attempted murder, Mike and Rachel? I'd really like to know, Adrian. Can you tell me? Oh, I forgot. Rachel, did you forget to mention that your maiden name is what? Petrie. So after all of this, 2 years later, they get devastated in freaking Slidell. They get airlifted out to freaking Missouri. And Mr. Colley, you admitted that you freaking helped them file the paperwork, nominated them for the Habitat House. I'm sorry. I know if someone tried to kill my mama, That is not the help I'd be giving them.
Nope.
But it might be the help I would give a family member whose child is out of control. And I might help her bury that and forgive her for that because it's a child. Could that be? I mean, I think that's more likely, just like it's more likely Gypsy sat in her fucking wheelchair from 6 years old on and told nobody she could walk.
Right.
Anyway, what were you going to say, Matt?
Is Rod and Christy named anywhere on those?
No.
Not even one. Not even
No.
one of them.
And there's no trust listed either. There's no trust listed either. So where's this big trust that Katie Joy was told by Christy that she was the beneficiary of, and that they got all that money?
She knew there was no hope of that. That's why she's not going after them for power of attorney, because they don't want it. Because he didn't want her. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. It's true. He didn't want her. If he wanted to be in her life, he would have been. I mean, there's nothing that would have stopped me from being, if I really thought my child was as sick as she supposedly was, there would be nothing that would stop me.
Oh, but weren't they suspicious the whole time, and they confronted her several times? Oh, wait, no, they didn't. In the other version of that story, they just thought she was a wonderful, great mother. But in the other version of the story, they confronted her about it several times, and she just kept moving further and further away, and she stopped letting you see her, Rod. But you thought it was perfectly fine, Christy, that when you call her up for her 18th birthday to wish her a happy birthday, wasn't it that you said that Dee Dee told you that you couldn't tell her she was 18 because she's got the mind of a 14-year-old, and she doesn't think like that, and she's not into boys because, you know, she wants to be a nun. Do you remember that part of the story, Christy? Because I do. Oh, and wait, guess what? Then you decide to go online and instead of add insult to injury by first calling her mama a groupie whore on her knees, and then insinuating that it is perfectly fine and you had no problem and didn't understand why anybody cared that she was 18 years old as a mentally fragile, mentally disabled, medically and mentally fragile disabled child at 18 was dating older men. She was just under the men, and I just thought that was great. I thought that was fine. She's older men. She's over the age of 18. She can be with older men. So which story is it, Christy? Did you think that she was completely fucking unable and incapable of doing anything? Or do you think that her dating men at 36 years old and having your daughter look them up online, a known convict, a known felon, a known drug addict,
right,
is perfectly fine, Christy? That's what you were going with? Wow. Fucking wow.
Yep.
Yes, Kim, I think that is exactly Christy's plan. Yes. Yep. 100%. What do you all think of the possibility of maybe they are letting her act up because they want to try to put conservatorship on her? Kind of like Britney Spears. That way they can own her money. Yep. I agree with you, Shelley. I do believe Ken knows the truth, and I think that he's just as sick as Gypsy is. And I'm highly, highly suspicious that his sister is a dead ringer for Gypsy. Something is not right in Dodge.
No.
Something is
a
not
dead ringer for Christy.
Right in Dodge.
And I also saw a picture of Gypsy's grandfather when he was younger, and he looks very, very similar to Ken. And that's the one who supposedly did what he did.
Oh yeah, the breaking and enterings and all that.
If you look at a picture of him.
Oh, but Dad, but just remember, didn't Daddy follow in his daddy's footsteps? So did you mean that he became a boat captain, Gypsy, or did you mean that he became a petty thief? I'd like to know. Was he breaking and entering, or was he out on the ocean?
I wouldn't be surprised, man. They're gonna say, you know what? She's not competent enough. She's not competent. She's not looking competent to me. I mean, I think a lot of us are watching her behavior right now, and we can totally see how she was acting when she was under Dee Dee's care. Like, let's be so for fucking real. She was a spoiled little brat. You look at the photos, and do you see Dee Dee having any new furniture in her house? Or
for God's sake, she's pushing Gypsy in a fucking tattered ass freaking moo-moo.
Yeah.
2 days before she's dead.
Yeah. And somebody asked that question, and yes, she was very sick. She was very sick. towards the end. And I do believe Gypsy just didn't give a shit. Either that or I think they trashed the place. I don't know. I do think there was
Have you seen Rod's great grandmother who
Somebody
has
made
the
mention
exact
of
fucking
fans.
face of Gypsy? The freaking whole possum looking face, everything dead ringer. She is exactly what Gypsy, if she happens to live a long life, which I'm telling you, I don't know that that's possible, especially if she's going to continue to ignore the actual medical problems she has. That's what Gypsy will look like when she's fucking 70 or
Dude,
80
she was
years old.
double dicking, dude. Seriously. You're sitting there like you're blowing two men with your hands, hanging your tongue out. Exactly. Hanging your tongue out like that. And, dude, you're a mom. What are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? And they just kept feeding her. Oh, girl, you know you can do it. Remember, you got to do it with no hands. We all know you know how to do it. Like, we're really doing this right now? Is this what we're really filming?
And then have the audacity to be mad because people were broadcasting them doing it.
Like, and I see some people, some creators are, making content about it and laughing about certain things. And I'm sorry, I don't find not one single bit of what she was doing funny. Like, not at all. I find her disgusting. Nothing she did was funny to me at all.
No.
She's out there celebrating that she's off, she's off parole for getting away with killing her mother. Basically, you just
did. I also wanted to tell you one more thing about Miss Dawn and how you guys don't think that you don't think that she was working with Gypsy. It's really funny because she came to me and told me something, and do you know who she said told her this?
Right.
Brian Golden, which happens to be the other guy, the Brian guy that was hanging around when Ken was around, and she had to choose between the Brian guy and Ken. So let me get this straight. Brian is communicating with Dawn Boker, who is Nick's girlfriend, and he's trying to be Gypsy's boyfriend. And he told her something, so she knows it's true. But remember, she didn't know Gypsy. She didn't converse with Christy all the time, except that they were always in a chat together from the moment that Dawn entered our area. I have the fucking emails from Dawn to Gypsy that she was writing, and those ones are real. She also did write real messages to Nicholas, and you know what they don't look like in those real messages? They don't look like those 2-day messages that they put out. I am 100% certain, and I think she knows I know who I think it is.
That's what I'm
y'all
saying.
Better come clean real damn quick if you don't want some fucking serious heat on all of y'all, because it's coming down. Everything everybody did to cover this up, to put this out there, to do it the way you did it, to harass, bully, stalk people, try to keep the silence of the truth, try and squash our First Amendment rights. Every single one of you will have to atone for what you've done in this situation for the last 10 years.
Just like, seriously, just making a complete mockery out of it. Oh, call my PO. Oh, wait, I don't have one. Like, you ain't off the hook, bitch. You ain't off the hook. You off parole, but you ain't off the hook.
I'll tell you who's never going to let you off the hook. God.
Nope.
He saw that shit.
Little Miss Catholic girl.
Little Miss, I want to be a fucking nun.
Give me, dude, I'm surprised lightning didn't strike you just for saying that. Like, honestly. Girl, that girl walking to...
You know why Dee Dee wanted you to become a nun? Because she knew you were fucking crazy.
And you can't have kids, or you shouldn't have kids.
She didn't want you out there with freaking men. No, I think so too, Fallen Angel. I'm pretty sure I know exactly how it went down now that I've been informed that some of these things may not be real. I am working on verifying them as we speak. No, I cannot put out the JPEGs for you guys to see on either side right now. I can't put out the fake ones, allegedly. I can't pick out the real ones, allegedly, because it violates the JPEG rules right now. And so I need to I need to do this period, this, and as soon as it is verified one way or the other, I will 100% let you know, and then I will let you guys know what I think happened and how this happened. If it is the way that I think it went down, I think I know exactly who was involved. I know exactly what they were doing, and I can prove it with text messages and evidence. I screenshotted everything. You all tried to play cute and deactivate your little profiles so I couldn't get the conversation on the other side from you, except that I screenshotted everything in real time because you taught me to do it.
What do you think about that? I think he's full of shit, but
they were gypsies.
It had to have been.
Gypsies. Her mom uses a vibrator on her as a massager. Are you kidding me? Really? God, where does your sick ass brain?
Fucking don't know, man. Shit. He did a lot of acid, though. I know that. I mean, I burned a lot of brain cells myself, but damn, dude. Come on.
Yes, her microdeletion has also affected her system with alcohol just to make it worse. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he said there was a lot of them. It wasn't just like one. He said there was like a drawer full of
a box of them. A box of them. Look, I got freaky things in my house too, but I don't go around pretending that my mother fucking used them to massage my back.
Like, what is going on?
And my legs. Yeah, because that's normal. Yeah, Gyps. She wouldn't just go buy a regular fucking massager. No. Let's just go to the sex shop. Let's go to Cirilla's tomorrow and get you a massager, Gyps, because I know how hard your legs are hurting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be so for fucking real, Gypsy.
Let me push the dildo into your leg. What is up with that?
Did you smear it with peanut butter and jelly before she did that for Nicholas?
Barbecue?
Was it barbecue sauce when she was doing it? Was it the toothbrush she was using to apply it? I mean, really? Ew. Just, ew. But I don't think she was drunk. I think she was playing drunk. That was an act, folks. That wasn't real. Obviously, Mac is having some issues. Mm-hmm. No, it is not. Well, okay, it could be. All right, here, Aviel, you're bringing up a decent point. Okay, because we do know that the families are all related genetically. You're right. There could be a possibility that the microdeletion could run on her side as well. Because we know for a fact that it runs on rods. That's just, that's a given. We know that. So yes, in her ancestry, way freaking back, yes, there could be some sort of that in the crossing over of those two families. But when she was genetically tested, she did not have it, nor did she carry it. Mm-hmm. So we would have to go back into like generations back from that when they were still mixing their families and see who might or might not have crossed over. And if the crossover comes to the side that has the microdeletion, then yeah, it could happen. But no, this can be caused, it can come from one of three places. It can be caused by the mother or the father's side, or it can be a breakout that is unusual, but hers is not a breakout. That is a family genital condition. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That book was disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And for her to say at 24, my mom gave me life, but nearly 24, I took hers. The audacity, she says she wrote it for her daughter, is sick.
It is. It's so sick. It's so sick.
I don't believe that I think she's lying when they say that Rod was tested and that Aurora was tested. I don't believe that either one of them was tested. If they were tested, she is so quick to run to fucking the internet to prove all the fucking things. Oh, here's my sonogram that proves this. Here's my fucking that proves that. You're telling me that Rod and the fucking baby both get tested and we don't see those medical results anywhere?
Right.
I'm sorry, if it walks like a cow and moves like a cow.
No.
It might be a cow.
No.
And that's what you've been, sweetheart. A cash cow the whole time.
Someone in chat said they were
really dangerous in all of this. The person who's really dangerous in all of this was honestly Christy Blanchard, because she will not admit to you that you have these problems, and she is allowing you to be delusional. I don't even think your dad knows it. I don't think your dad has any fucking clue what goes on shore while he's off gallivanting across the road. Probably,
and the proof that he doesn't
allegedly for entertainment and educational purposes only, sticking his willy anywhere it can go.
Right.
Because that condition was not fixed.
He was a wild weed, Fancy. He's a wild weed.
Wild weed. Yeah,
but
he's still a wild weed.
What solidified for me him not knowing what the hell he's talking about is when he wanted you to come up on that panel and talk to you. I'm like, dude, are you serious? You just got schooled. Okay? You just got schooled, all right? You don't even know about her micro deletion. You not even read about it. He hasn't even read about it.
But they all knew in 2011 she had it. They have all admitted now. Christy and Rod have even admitted
still don't give a shit
that she had it in 2011. They have confirmed that they freaking, maybe that's how Ken's sister looks so freaking much like Gypsy. Maybe, maybe Brina was involved at some point in time.
Who fucking knows?
Don't know. What I'm telling you is
looks an awful lot like her.
Again, just saying. Mm-hmm. When the girl turns 3, she said. I think that's her sick fantasy. I don't know if she said it to Ken or Ryan, but I think that's her fantasy, not Nax. I believe that's her fantasy. That's her full fucking shit. That girl is fucking noodled in the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the more that you make excuses for her, the worse it's gonna get.
Yeah. And like we were saying earlier, maybe that's exactly like Kim said. Maybe that's exactly why they're letting her go running around acting the fool.
Yeah. I think I know that Missouri just didn't want to deal with her anymore. They're glad to be rid of her. That's what they wanted. They wanted rid of her. They wanted her out of their state, which is why they allowed her to leave state for parole. They wanted her out of their state day one. They didn't even want her to go to a fucking game over the holiday. Like, that's how adamant they were about, no, get the fuck out of our state and don't go to Kansas either. Mm-hmm. You're not welcome. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
No. I hate this. This was the one that I fucking hate. I hate everybody that gives this fucking excuse. I think the lawyers need to ask what Ruby did that night instead of Gypsy. No, okay? Nicholas is well aware of the personalities not being real. That is not how this works with them. Okay? He does not believe that these personalities, his or hers, are alternate people. He has given names to emotions, and I believe he's basing it on the principle of Carl Jung and the archetypes, okay? And I think that either someone gave him that in therapy or Gypsy gave him this in real life. I don't know which one happened first, okay? Mm-hmm. I think a therapist could have been using Jungian principles when he was having his psychotic break to help him. And I think it could be why he has this no-bill slide, everything he thinks, but no, he does not believe that Ruby is a separate person from Gypsy. He knows who Gypsy is, and he knows who, thank you, Alicia, he knows who she is. Right. So it's not that. I believe what he's taking to the grave supposedly has something to do with the other people that were involved that night. That's it.
Yep.
And she promised him she would get him the best lawyer. And so then Mahali went in there and told him that if he loved her enough, he would do it. He would say all the things right. And he wouldn't let her go down for something that he did, right? And she played on him too. This is where the autism comes in. I used to say the same thing as many people who are saying that autism doesn't make you just become violent and unalive people or kill people. You're absolutely right. But it makes you vulnerable to manipulation and through sexual manipulation. And what I've seen from the other people that have talked that they did not call to the stand in his family and his friends and his psychiatrists beforehand. Mm-hmm. No, Nicholas had massive freaking problems, and he loved any time that a girl would show him attention, he would become completely infatuated and obsessed with her. Mm-hmm. She used that to her advantage. She sculpted it for 3 freaking years. She freaking did all this shit. made sure he's never going to see the light of day, continues to fucking fuck him over. Meanwhile, she had told him, it's okay, honey, I'll get you the best lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. Fuck
Yeah.
up. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay? Just fuck you. And the police were doing their job until Mike Stanfield and Christy Blanchard came on the fucking scene and fucked up the whole investigation. You tampered with evidence. You went into a home that was not released to you yet. You took control of possessions that didn't belong to you, that belonged to her family.
Yep.
Oh, and Claudia got exactly what she asked for, whatever she wanted. Okay, great. You know what? I honestly believe it. I honestly believe that all Claudia freaking wanted was honestly a freaking moo-moo. Because they don't fucking care about her, so it's not like they wanted her shit.
I just can't.
Fuck, they didn't want to go claim her ashes.
Nope.
I mean,
one of them said to flush her, so there's
one of them said to flush her. The other one tells Gypsy we're not going to go get her. What cucking thing? And now we have a freaking letter dated pre-fucking plea deal. Dated pre-fucking HBO freaking, HBO sent the letter pre-deal. Oh, we've got all of that. What does it say? Me and Mike and Mom and Dad, Christy and Rod, are all looking in to see how we can all, including the Petries, make money.
Yeah.
And you can say that she's not a Petrie all you fucking want, Dinah, all you fucking want, Nellie. But here's the thing. I'm going to explain it to you one more time because clearly you don't understand how genetics work and how family trees work, okay? Every single one of my daughters currently has the last name of their father, John's. It does not mean that they don't have my DNA in them. And when they get married to their husbands, they take their husband's last names. It still does not negate the actual DNA and blood that is coursing through their veins. So instead of going around and saying that Tiffany isn't a Petrie because her last name is her daddy's, is misleading, confusing, and on purpose. What you should have said was, her name is not Tiffany Petrie. Her name is her daddy's, which is Olivier or whatever. And that is who this is. But yes, it's still a fucking Petrie. The family tree still includes Tiffany. Do you understand? And this is a freaking Gypsy Blanchard with the support of Mike and her daddy and her freaking stepmother.
Yeah.
All talking about how you and yourself as Petries can make money. And you'd rather split hairs about what her actual last name is. But I am going to tell you, it doesn't fucking change her goddamn DNA, you ignorant.
And it's misinformation. You're fucking confusing people.
Stay ignorant, cut off.
Like, knock it off. Like, seriously, there's no need to split hairs, all right? She's a Petrie.
You're all in it together.
You know,
we're all in this together.
You know? Like,
That's it. The end. She's a Petrie. You plotted to freaking Gypsy Rose Blanchard plotted for 3 years to kill her mother with a mentally disabled guy on the internet. We do not know who was involved at all because it is very apparently clear that none of this went down the way it was, and it was not a small fucking little incident. This is not just your average everyday freaking murder in a town. This is corruption at its fucking largest and finest. And you want to ask what our goal is.
To make money on this because everybody's letting her.
That's right.
Mainstream media, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said I won't stop until mainstream media finally listens.
Oh, and hey, did you guys know that she's hiding money? She's admitted to it. Christy too.
Yeah, she is. She's hot. You're right.
See, it was really easy to convince everybody I was crazy when it was just me standing out here screaming. But see, the longer I screamed, the more things that came out. And the louder I screamed, the more people got interested in why I was screaming. And they began digging for themselves and they used their brains. And now you have an entire army of people who are doing this.
The truth out.
We're calling out the truth. We're not bullying you. We're not harassing you. This is not fucking a horrible thing that people are doing to you. You are who did a horrible thing. You murdered your mother in cold blood. You planned it for 3 years. You stole the weapons to do so. You mailed them across state lines. You manipulated a fucking man, a disabled man, and you freaking were working with 2 other men for some other reason, because we all know that David threw Danny so far under the fucking bus, it's not even funny. And now we have confirmation that Danny wasn't mad at you at the time. He was texting you. So what were the real plan, Gypsy, with the girl is dead too? That didn't seem to work out, huh? Because the police showed up too quickly from the time you wrote the first message to the time you wrote the last message. Was it because Nick wanted you to brush your teeth that morning and you just didn't get out of the house fast enough before the police came and arrested him and threw his family on the ground? Because I'm pretty damn sure you didn't intend to be there that day.
No.
You didn't buy a bus ticket.
No.
And you put those fucking messages out while he was sleeping. Sleeping.
Yeah, she's up conspiring while he's in bed, dude. She loves to fuck with people when they're sleeping, man. Like, Jesus, Dee Dee couldn't even. She had no man. It's just.
And I'm sorry.
I wanted to ask you. I did say I saw where somebody said something about they actually think the table in the living room or the dining room, I'm sorry, that's off the kitchen, was actually pushed and moved over to that window to give room.
Maybe that's the window he actually went through.
I don't know. But that was a very good, I can't remember who said it, and I'm sorry I'm forgetting.
Oh, don't worry, Rachel. I'm working on that.
We're working, I wish you.
You guys have no idea.
There's just a lot. There's
really no idea what we do all day. Okay, and I also want to call this out, and I'm probably going to catch heat for calling it out, but it is really upsetting me. I think it is very strange that everyone that has been in the dramatic crew, with all of the fucking drama going back and forth on all sides. So Bree and her crew are spiraling out of control right now. Gypsy's finally off parole, where we can actually do something about the crimes that she commits, because they're no longer able to protect her. And now all the people that were calling her out are magically just disappearing. Ivory Rose gives her an apology to Gypsy and Christy. Morbid decides, along with his entire crew, that they're shutting it down and they're going to go to Chris Watts. What? This is the time we should be screaming the loudest, and you all just decided to give up the cause. See, that's what I've had happen over and over and over again, because I'm the only one that sticks with it. I'm the only one that has the wherewithal to keep going when all of you crap out. But this crap out really, really is sus as fuck to me.
Yeah.
You spent a year and a half screaming on fucking lives, Nina, Becca, Nicole, Haiti, Apple, Morbid, James. I'm talking to you,
Becca's still
James.
doing stuff, so I give her props. She's still making content on her.
Starlight and you guys sat up there for over a year and a half screaming at the top of your lungs about anything and everything. And then the moment that Lifetime is no longer in the picture and Gypsy is magically off parole on the same fucking foul swoop, you all just lay up the fucking thing.
Yes.
Ivory apologized to them.
Yes.
And wasn't it Ivory who said that Lifetime wanted to come and film it all? Very interesting, Ivory.
You know what? I'm at the point now where I don't trust none of them.
No.
I don't trust none of them.
Oh, and I think I know who runs MPG too. I think that's Myra and Jessica, allegedly, in my for entertainment and educational purposes only.
I didn't want to say.
I don't fucking care. Starlight, get out of here. You're not my friend. You don't need to be in here. You have nothing. You are not worthy of being on our panel and with us because of what you're doing. Look, you know what he did to me is wrong. You know what they've all done to me is wrong. And you sit up there and you cackle with them and you make fun of me just like everybody else. All because what? Because I called you out for a fucking vigil that you fucking messed up. I've got an important phone call. Hello, Starlight. Get the fuck out of my life. I don't have anything to say to you.
I mean, it is what it is. You find out real quick who really is your friend and who isn't. I'll tell you that. I will. I mean, they sat up there and tried to say that she was.
Why nobody wants to work with me? Oh, because I don't want to do what
why?
you do, Starlight.
Why?
I don't want to work with you. Do you understand? I don't need to work with people like you. Not funny, not fun of. Well, don't worry. I'm about to get real funny, not fun of. Right, Mac?
Yeah, real funny.
Real funny. It's gonna be real fucking funny. I don't think you're gonna find it funny, but I sure
you can't sit there and tell in videos that somebody's abusing their dog. You're reaching like a son of a bitch when you did that, and expect
goodbye, Starlight.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, that's fine, that's okay, yeah, go ahead. I mean, like, imagine if we did that to you. Imagine if we did that. Oh, but wait, we can't because we never see her and she never does anything, so never mind. But
I didn't
whatever. I'm just sick of it.
I didn't pull your chain and call you here just because I said your name doesn't mean you need to show the fuck up.
Either you're trying to get the truth out, or you're caught up in the drama.
Check my texts. Okay, I'm checking my texts.
Done with the drama.
Check my checks.
Is that 7?
Okay, no problem. Thank you. I've got that one. Okay. And then what am I looking for?
Yes, he divided the community 100%.
He divided a community. He made fun of the enemy so that nobody will ever take this case seriously ever again. Same thing with all the rest of them. Anyone who participated willingly in the drama for the last year and a half with all this nonsense, absolutely 100% did damage to this case. It will never be looked at seriously like that unless those of us that are really passionate about actual truth. And no, I don't need anybody. You're right. No, I don't need anybody. No, it's okay. Nope. I have my own network that I'm working on putting this up. No, don't worry. We don't need anything. We've got everything we need. Thank you. And if we don't, we know who the people are that we need to contact so that we can have everything we need. We don't need people like Starlight and other fucking wannabe YouTubers to freaking banned YouTubers at that, to pretend that they give a shit about anything other than their own pocketbooks. Hey, Starlight, why aren't you friends with Natasha Cooper anymore? What really happened between you, her, and James Nam? Just asking for a friend. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. It's just, this is absolutely, and this is exactly why nobody wants you guys around either, why you're losing your viewership, because you stand in the way of the actual truth and justice with your nonsense and bullshit. Oh, I know Nina gets her info straight from Krusty. I've known it the whole damn time. How do you think that they knew to warn me about my how do you think Nina, of all people, knew to warn me about the fact that I was being called to court in Missouri? How do you think Nina got that information? And how do you think immediately after the incident happened in Missouri that freaking Christy said she'd seen the full footage of it? How did that happen? Mm-hmm. How did the vigil just go from the fact that we're going to have this vigil to, oh, we're not planning anything, to we don't have signs and we don't have candles, even though we told people we went and bought candles today? How does it go from that to I'm trying to get a ticket to go inside? For what reason? And this is what I called you out for. That's the only thing I freaking called you out for, was the bullshit around this vigil. And guess what? Lots and lots of people agree with me today. Are you fucking kidding me, Starlight? I'm not blocking you because I'm weak. I'm blocking you because you're a weak-ass piece of shit bitch.
No, we don't gotta go.
No. Oh, I'm allowed to say that. You're a weak bitch, honey. I ain't a weak bitch. I'm a motherfucking boss. You better fucking learn my name, because I'm coming for every one of you that participated in this nonsense in whichever way I can, legally and in written words, so that everyone will know exactly what you did. I'm not fucking angry and out of control. I'm just ready to do my job. Thank you. Yeah. You never believed in the community mindset. Everyone is an individual, no one person or other group. Right, exactly. And for us to say that we all stand on the same side and we all need to work together, no, that is not this. Are you fucking kidding me, Starlight?
Okay, tell me what I did. Don't block her. Don't block her.
No, she knows what she's done, and I am blocking her. Well, I don't want you in here. You are currently harassing me. If you come back again, I'm going to report you to YouTube for bullying and harassment in my live.
That's the
You are
third time
making
you
me
blocked her.
uncomfortable. I have thrown you out 3 times and I have asked you very, very nicely to go away. You have no business being in here. You have no business but to try and disrail
She
this
thinks it's
live
funny.
that
I'm
is
sure she's
important.
laughing her ass off right now.
Go away.
They think it's funny.
I know they do. And I don't care that you think it's funny.
And you
I no
say,
longer
this
think
is why
this is
nobody
funny.
wants to work with you? What, because I don't want to put up with your shit? Okay.
Because I don't want to put up with your bullshit.
Because
Because
you
I don't
acted
think
like
that
you were
funny
my
is
friend.
funny. I think funny is fun of.
You acted like my friend, but then you don't reach out to me at all when all this shit is happening to me? When did she reach out to you? When was it?
When was it? Starlight?
Yeah.
Oh, January of last year. And what did she want me to do? Come up
Mhm.
on panel and share my story about Natasha Cooper. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, I shared my story on your live, Starlight, and my life fucking exploded.
Yeah.
Because Natasha and Jasmine and Dawn Brown and Christy and Tori and Brandy were all fucking woken up because I came on your fucking panel.
Yep.
I thought I was your friend. I thought you were going to protect me. I thought you were actually supportive. No, what I found out is this is a scam that you pull with Natasha and Mr. James Nam.
Mm-hmm.
I have every one of your names and I didn't have to file YouTube things to fucking find them. Trust me, those will all be going to the police for what you've done.
Yeah, don't take silence for...
Don't take silence for my weakness.
No.
I've been silent because when I get silent and you don't hear from me and I ain't running my fucking mouth all the time,
Mm-hmm.
you better damn sure be looking out because you better run. Because I sure as shit, I am not trustworthy at that point. Do not trust me when I get quiet. Because I'm about to come with all the fire and the rain and the heat and the evidence that none of you wanted me to have. Well, I fucking have it.
Yeah, I don't want to, I don't
That's
even...
it.
Yeah.
The end.
Yep.
So we've covered a lot of things today. We have talked about some of her medications that she was being forced to take, for her care, like a skeletal muscle relaxant and asthma inhalers and asthma medications and allergy medications. We've gone all over that. We've established in 2011 that there was an absolute inciting incident and a timeline that she continues to follow in patterns throughout her entire life from 2019 or 2011 on. And tried to unalive her mother many times. I believe that there is a pattern that started in 2009 with the doctors. I have found out and established that the pharmacy at all times had her correct birth date.
Yep.
So again, you guys come in here to disrail this because why? Because I had facts and evidence today and it upset you once again. Sorry. Or is it that because Jen's thing is actually working?
No.
Is that it? Because we actually came together and we did something instead of just pretending that we did and then get online and fat shame people and talk about people beating their dogs when she's having to put them down.
I mean,
that's what
that was such a stretch, dude, and that was so foul to do to you. Like,
that's what you did, Starlight. That's what you did. You're very well aware of what you did because guess what? I wrote you a message and you read it and you tried to respond back to me and I blocked you. So I don't need to sit up here on a live and tell you what you did. You all know what you did. Every single one of you. And people are going to know it. Every single thing that every single person did in the last 10 years. Am I fallible in this? Absolutely. Are there things that I said that I wished I hadn't said? You bet your fucking ass. But if you hand me this fucking microphone, I'm going to say it again and I'm going to tell you why I meant it at the time and why my opinion is different today. So if you don't want me freaking open up all of that, you guys shouldn't have fucking pissed me the fuck off. You shouldn't have made fun of me. You shouldn't have said things bad about me. You shouldn't have called me crazy because I'm not crazy. I'm right about every single one of you. Nothing I have said about any single person in this thing has been incorrect or unfactual. I may not know all the details of what happened, but I damn sure know what didn't happen, and I damn sure know who's responsible for things. Yep. So we went over that. We went over medical records. We talked about the powers of attorney. They are out on our socials. I am working on getting other things in there for you guys. We are working through the FOIA, and Mac and I are hoping to have the book completed. It's completed now. It's literally completed. We just need to go through, format, and edit and make sure that we love everything about it before we put it out there to you guys. I am going to be setting up a pre-sale today on our website. That will help us to be able to get our books by actual website where we can print on demand ourselves, and we don't have to pay Amazon or anything else. We pay simply for the printing. So it makes it easier for us. It gets more pocket money into ours, and we can save more money for you, because going through these services, it's very expensive and they add on tons of money. So that's why the books end up being expensive. Because the book itself, the printing is half of what I'm telling you that I'm charging you, but I'm only seeing $2 or $3 off of that. And that's a $40 freaking book.
Yeah.
On these sites. So when I can do books by, we can do books by, I can price it at my own level based on just printing, and you guys will be able to have the savings passed on to you. So that's what I'm doing today, is trying to set that up and see exactly what it will take. And once I do that, you guys can go and pre-order them, and I will be helping out with that. I also think I'm going to start an Indiegogo for the actual documentary, now that we are in a position to actually shoot this, and we need to hire experts and we need to hire film crews, because it needs to happen now. We have everything we need. I don't need to wait on any more things, because I have everything that I need to prove the things. All those things will just help in the process of proving that I'm right about what I say I have and what I'm looking at here. That's all. This is the end. I am done. I have played this game with you guys for 8 years now, and I'm very, very tired of this game. I have decided to take my fucking toys out of the sandbox and go home with them and show the world exactly how much I'm going to shock it. Just remember, I said that shit. When I freaking left, what did I actually say? I want you guys to hear my words as to what I freaking said the day I freaking decided I was done with all this shit. Do you want to know what I said back in 2019?
I sure do.
Sure. Let me fucking read it to you. Hold on. I already put this up. It's on our socials, but I want to be very abundantly clear what the F I meant by all of this. First of all, hold on. First of all, oh gosh, dang it, that's not the one I want. Hold on. Going past what I want here. Hold on a second, guys. I'm looking. I'm trying to get it done here. I screenshotted it, and now I can't find my response because I've only got 9,000 screenshots in here. I have more screenshots in here than anything. Okay, here it is. Here's the 1 minute and 15 second. Okay. So to one of the 250, which I get, you guys can't really see it good. Okay. But this is to one of the 250. So his name is Jeff, by the way, and Christy's talked about him way before. So here we go. I'm going to do this though. This is what I said to him. Can we pause? Why won't you pause? Why won't you pause? Pause. Oh my God. There we go. Sorry guys. I can't see the pause because it's white on white. There we go. Okay, first I said, this is me. I'm so sick of Gypsy. Like, I honestly want to bury her so far down a rabbit hole. And I honestly think if I dig enough, I could make her look so fucking bad. Now, they have taken that to meaning that I said I was going to falsify information and I was going to go at them and all of these different things, right?
It was like a threat.
Right. They took it as a threat like this. And I'm going to tell you what, it was not a threat. It was not a threat. It was a goddamn promise. And that's exactly what I'm about to do. And here's what I said when this man who was, one of the 250 that was all snuggled up to Christy and to Gypsy, and again is an older fucking man in law enforcement that shouldn't have been fucking involved with this at all. He said, was this taken out of context too, like everything else you write?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. And what I said was, no, it absolutely was not taken out of context. No, that was after seeing the interrogation video, being called a cunt, a fame seeker, wannabe, and every other shitty thing that girl said. She is who she is up to the age of 23 because of what happened to her. But she's who she is now at 28. And I want you to remember, this is still when I believe her bullshit about Dee Dee. Okay. I just realized that the family is lying to me. That's it. I still believe them about what fucking happened to her. Right. I want you guys to understand this. She is who she is up until the age of 23 because of what happened to her. But she is who she is now at 28 because she refuses to get better and nobody is encouraging her to. Christy can sit around and lie all damn day and Rod can blame Dee Dee for not seeing her. But when it all comes down to it, nobody helped that child then and they sure as hell ain't helping her now. So screenshot that all you want. It's the damn truth. And by digging, look what we have uncovered. It's not a pretty picture, you wait. The world is going to be in shock. Those were my words in 2019 when I left the fucking company. So again, tell me I was fucking fired.
Yeah.
I still have messages after this for Christy where she's asking me to help cover up or to help her lie about the whole Ken thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still have her texting me and telling me that she's going to do my podcast. But you guys think that they fired me, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, they tried to outplay me with Melissa Moore, and I told them to get bent. I know how that offends some people. Get bent. But I don't know about you, Matt.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't know about you,
Oh my
Matt.
goodness.
Wasn't that something we said while we were growing up all the time?
Get bent.
Get bent.
Oh my God, that's so foul. How dare you?
I know. It's like the
Did
worst
you
thing to
say
say.
get bent?
I mean, it's highly, highly offensive.
Girl,
to
get
some people.
bent.
Very unprofessional. Well,
Get
honey, I never
bent.
said I was a professional. I said I was in the entertainment industry. Have you met the people in the entertainment industry?
Dude, we said it all the time growing up.
Get
Get
the
bent.
fuck out of here, bitch. Stupid. Oh, that was so offensive. What business person says get bent?
What business person?
What?
What person, period, gets offended by get bent?
Did you fall down on the floor? Did you fall down on the pavement and smack your little forehead? What are we even talking about? You're literally upset because I told you to get bent. Well, hey, guess what? Get bent times 10.
Get bent. That's so, oh. I'm clutching my pearls.
I know. I mean, it is a horrible thing to say, apparently. But, you know, we can go around saying anything about fancy that we want because why? Because you've all justified as it's just fancy. That is all of your guys' opinion. Every single one of you who attack me on a daily fucking basis, every single one of you, including former friends, have all said the same thing. Why? Because I don't put up with your bullshit. I am not going to sit here and fucking sugarcoat your crap anymore.
No, I'm going to stand up for what's right. Period.
And you all like the drama. So you all go do drama. I got business to take care of.
To come in here
So-
3 times like that, that just shows the mentality.
So
She
give
couldn't
me
respect you and say, you know what, I'll leave, and
Mhm.
then I'll message her and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? That if she's truly a friend, that's or ex, whatever. But you know what I mean? That's proof. You came in here 3 times. Like, if you want to really be heard, Starlight, then reach out to her like a real friend would and message her.
There you go.
That's what I would do. But that's just
Because I tried to talk to you and I said I was very sad and
this shit's not
disappointed.
fucking funny. Like, you're a grown ass woman. You can knock this shit off. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, this shit needs to stop.
Yep.
All these people are grown. You're grown. Can you knock it off? You obviously, I don't know. I'm done. I just, if I keep going, I'm not going to be appropriate. So I'm just going to stop.
I heard that about you.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard. It's
Yeah.
very hard to stand in the face of this every fucking day and be called a liar, a scam artist, a freaking horrible person, a mother who abuses my children, my husband, my freaking dog, being told that I cheated on my husband and contracted STDs, being accused of freaking forcing people to do shit and try to hurt other people when all I ever wanted was information and truth from any of you.
Yeah, you're unhinged. You're unhinged.
I'm unhinged. No, the people who are doing this to me are
What do
the
you
ones who are.
stand for, Fancy? What do you
What do
stand
you
for?
stand for, Starlight?
What do you stand for? I'll tell you what I stand for. I stand for fucking justice for Dee Dee. I know that much.
Go back and tell Watts.
Stand for basic
Go
human
back and
rights.
tell Watts
I know
Island that
that much.
Nancy ain't playing the game with you.
I stand for human rights. I know that much. I stand
Right.
up to people who bully other people. I know that much. I stand
Yeah,
up to
Mia
people
was
who
living
like
with
to
Ken.
lie on other
Exactly.
people.
Mia was living with Ken. No shit, really. Haha, funny. Right before she got her apartment, she was living with Ken. Yeah.
Over for you, Fancy. It's over.
I know. It's over for me.
It's over. You know what I mean? You want to know why? You want to know why? Like, listen, those are words that were said. Those were words that were said. The things that I'm saying to her right now are words that were said exactly about her. And you want to know why she has a problem with you coming in here. Like I said, if you want to talk to her, please just message her. Because if you're really her friend, and I really did think you were cool, dude. I really fucking did. So
You broke my
if
heart,
you're really
Starlight.
her
Out of
friend,
all of them, I
please just
expected
message
you to
her.
be better.
Like, honest to God, and if you're not, then seriously fuck off.
And to
'Cause you're
come in
here
here
to
like
cause
you did
trouble.
3 times when I asked you nicely the first time to
Like,
leave.
honestly, I don't know what else to say. I am so fed up with this. It's
Yeah.
Like, honest to God.
Take that back to Lifetime, Starlight. Let them
Yeah,
know.
whatever.
Maybe there's
Let
another
them
season
all
for you.
know. I don't give a shit.
Maybe
Who
there's
has the
another
baby? I
season for
sure
you.
would love to know who has the baby.
Apparently, Ken's aunt or somebody. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, she used to be cool with me until I called out their fucking non-existent fucking failure of a vigil and what I believe was a publicity stunt and in cahoots with actual Lifetime. Because I can't think of any other reason why you would buy tickets to something that you're fucking protesting.
No, but the whole thing is you never specifically said anything about her. But then when Morva was up there saying the things he's saying about you, she's up there and she was participating. You're not going to tell me that you
Nope.
didn't.
She was
You're not going
crying.
to tell
She
me
was
that
laughing.
you muted. And even if you did mute, you're still a part of it. In fact,
And I even called you out for that personally, and you didn't like that either. And you came in my inbox and talked crap to me. And
But
so
you
then
still
I
sat there.
actually decided that I was going to block you. That's why you can't talk to me anymore, because I don't want to talk to you.
No,
Nobody will work with you. Why would I want to work with a bunch of people who label
you're not our
themselves as
people.
nobody?
We learned that a long time ago. You are not our people. Forget about it. You're not allowed to sit at our table.
Right? Fallen Angel, I'm not
can't
quite
sit
sure.
here.
I
You
think
can't sit
that
here,
there might
Starlight.
be something going on. I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
If it was really Starlight for real, like if you were just to reach out to her and be actually normal and not do this kind of bullshit, I'm sure she probably would have talked to you. I know I would have, but this is how you guys choose to do things, and that's how we figured out you're not our people. Plain and simple. Yeah, Savage. Good to see you, by the way. It's been a minute.
I mean, there's such good people over there. They prey on inmates that are underage, and they freaking accuse people of all kinds of things. And I mean, just they call restaurants and harass them. Like,
I mean, you know, and we don't even have to go over it because the people who know, they know. I mean, I just, they're not our people. Forget about it. And like, whoever was it said, you know, he divided a community. He divided a community. He destroyed people, mostly women. And I was not here for that at all whatsoever. Oh, she putting on her black lipstick, girl. You better look out.
You like it? I don't know if I like it or not.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
See, I don't think I like it either. I wanted black, but I don't think it's the black I want.
No.
Yeah, it's too matty.
It is matty.
Well, it needs. Well, once I put my little lip gloss on it, it's usually my little lip gloss that I got on Flip. It's usually really it gets prettier.
Like right now, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah. I don't think I like it. No. I tried it. I'm not a fan of it.
It doesn't go with you.
But definitely my red one is better. I definitely think
red
so.
One. Yeah.
Let me go grab some of my thing to get this off of my face real quick.
Hey, Susie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They cause problems for the waiter. It's like, you know what? Yeah, like I said, you know, all of you guys know. You guys know. Come on now. Everybody here I know has been in there at one point in time. And at first it wasn't like that, like not at all. I was like, wow, dude, I could listen to this guy talk forever, dude. I love his voice. He's got
I love his voice. He has got a great voice.
I was like, he has to be in radio. And I even went to Fancy. I'm like, Fancy, dude, you got to hear this dude. Da 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 da. Right? And we did. I mean, I think it was right when Starlight first started getting up there, and then they started bringing Nicole up, and then whoever else. But anyway, but once the visual happened, there was actually a live that was a little bit before that where they were talking about Natasha Cooper and how she was down there where Micah was. And she's sitting on the ground and they were making fun of her weight. And
I'm no Natasha Cooper fan. Trust me.
I was like, all right, one comment. Okay. But I mean, they went on and on and on and on and on to the point where I was like, and the whole time, his whole panel is all hee 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 hee. I mean, okay, so you're not a fan of Natasha, but dude, she's still a woman, dude. She's still a person. Like, what the fuck?
If you have to resort to fat shaming and to make your point as to how horrible a person is, you already lost your argument. Just saying.
Yep, you're right, Savage. Absolutely.
He divided the community. And that's what I think he was absolutely intended to do. Honestly, I think that Bree and them thought they could take me out all on their little own. They thought that they were going to bring out Big Bad Bree with her train fucking video and take me out, Jasmine. I'm looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you all thought that just because, oh, it's just Fancy, Bree said, I can do this to Fancy. And it wasn't working.
Exactly.
You had to bring in some more people, the Chris Watts Island people. It's really interesting that you knew all about them, Brandy.
And it's like when you run out of facts or intelligent things to say, that's when you start with personal attacks. It's just ignorant.
When they can no longer control control you, what do? They control the narrative. Yes.
And I can't believe.
No, I'm almost done.
There was like 700-800 people showing up for that, man. I mean, just wow. And I tried to tell when this was all going on, you know what? Me and Fancy were on the phone. I said, Fancy, listen, they're not our people.
No, they're not.
They're not. They are not our people.
No, they're not.
And I don't want his nobodies to be our people, to be honest. I don't. No. Like, if that's what you're into and you like that kind of shit and you think it's funny to sit and bully people and do the shit you were doing every night, you think that's cool? I don't want any part of you.
No.
For real.
Exactly. All you did was hurt our true crime community with your drama nonsense.
Whatever, man. You think it's
no, cool? Starlight and Pink Pony, I believe, are different. And now they've all gone and said that Pink Pony supposedly fleeced them for money during the vigil and shit. I don't freaking know. I don't pay attention to what these people talk about.
Yeah, I don't know.
I get half sentences because I don't have time for it.
But the point is, all that wasn't necessary, and they still did it. They sat there with them. They giggled. They laughed.
Yep.
And I'm not, even when they did it to Bree, I didn't think it was fucking funny.
No.
When they did it to anybody. And I just think that he has somebody who has very major mommy issues. And I think that's why he goes after women the way he does. I mean, if you just pay attention to what he says.
Hey, I'm not your mom.
He talks an awful lot about her. Yeah.
Not your mom, Morbid. I'm not your mom. Dude. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not your mom.
Dude. Yeah. I'm not your mom, dude. Chill the fuck out.
Exactly.
Stop dogging women like you do, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, that's about all we have for today. I think we covered a lot of good stuff. I'm very interested to know what's going on down on the square or on the quarter. I've been told that I will be the first person to know when it's freaking ready. So I will be letting you guys know over on TikTok what I know as soon as I know anything. It did. It got weird. It got weird after the vigil. That was what happened. And it was already weird before that. Things were lining up to me to show me how weird things were before that. That was just the icing on the cake. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was when I'd had enough. Here I am up on a live trying to honor Dee Dee. And we're fucking running around a bookstore and we're trying to incite an angry mob in there or something. I don't fucking know. What did you think you were going to do? Get to Gypsy and say some shit? Or was it all made up? oh, Nicole, we exposed that Lifetime's doing all of this. Well, if that's what you exposed, Nicole, then I guess you exposed yourselves for working for Lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, in my opinion, in entertainment and educational purposes only.
Only.
I'm not bullying nobody.
So it's ready. They said go look at Jen's page. It's beautiful.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Where?
On page, I guess TikTok, Chrissy?
TikTok? Okay. TikTok. I think that's why she tried to call me. Let me go look.
Breath on your petty ass. I don't.
Exactly, Rachel. Can't see it.
Says Gypsy Rose, not fit for motherhood, not fit to be off parole. Gypsy Rose off parole and in the French Quarter. It even has a QR code that you can scan, and you can go find all the information that we have put out all together about her and her family.
Wow. That's pretty freaking cool.
This is fucking amazing.
That is
There it
so...
is. There you go. Let me take a picture of it. I'll see if I can pop it up real quick. Hold on. I am proud of this. Oh my God, this is so incredible. Jen was right. Jen was
so glad you were
right.
here, Kim.
I am
We need
so
to mod
proud
you
to be
again,
a part
girl.
of this. This is what we are doing. This is called actual peaceful protest. This is what we're doing today. And I believe that we are doing something absolutely changing.
Cajun Navy Jen Savage.
Here we go. I'm supposed to get the details. Let me see if I've got any more details about it. Okay, hold on. Let me get this up here. Let's see. There we go.
So glad you came, sunshine. Oh, wow. Can you make it any bigger?
I'm trying.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get it bigger. No, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. I'm sharing it from here. Can I scroll in on it? No, hold on. Okay, let me try to share it a different way. Hold on a second. Let me do it this way.
I'm glad to see you too, Susie. Sure, it's all been good. Everything's been good. We just been working. It's been a lot. And then we keep getting more info, and then you get distractions, and it's just like,
Look what they tried to do today. I mean, case in point, 3 fucking times you have to come in and be told to leave me the hell alone. Like, just seriously, what is wrong with
Marcy.
you? I saw Marcy.
Good to see you, Marcy.
Okay, let me see if I can get this bigger so you guys can see it bigger.
I like the Marcy with the IE. It's been a while, I know.
All right, let's see if I share it from here instead of there, if that will.
Oh, because Savage saw it.
Better.
It's been a good bit on it. It better be nice.
Can I move you?
Wait.
I'm trying. Hold on. I can't seem to move it. It's being really weird. There we go. Now can you guys see it?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh.
That's amazing. The flyers that are being handed out have the QR code on it. This is going to be there right now. Oh, Jen just sent me. Oh no, that was something else. Okay, I thought it was Jen. But there we go, guys. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. This is what everybody today and yesterday, in one day, I want you guys to understand, in one day, our community of women and a few select men came fucking here We didn't use her filtered pictures
I
exactly.
think so too, Rachel.
Came together, raised the money, and was able to do this along with handout flyers for 2 days all over the French Quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me again how we were just jealous that you guys were successful with the vigil and we weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I call this a whole hell of a lot more successful.
I sure do too.
This is what I meant by peaceful protesting. This
Exactly.
is what needs to show up in front of every Lifetime freaking production freaking site if they continue on with their freaking show. Everywhere they go, I want this out there. And when I go across the country showing this, we are going to do this every single pace across the country. So there is nowhere she will ever be able to go that people will not know her actual truth. The
That's
truth
right.
that you freaking called your fucking mama. Who says she is saying we're lying and she mentioned you, family? Fancy. Who? Starry Night. Who? I'm not being mean to you.
The recap with Julie is having a live about saying the micro deletion is barely there. Well, Julie is a big Gypsy bootlicker, so
Yep.
I have
Julie,
nothing in what she said.
If you really want to do research, sweetheart, it's called rarechromo.org, not Christy fucking Blanchard's drunk ass. Okay. So if you go there and you read about it and then you look at the actual deletion that she has, which is 2.74 megabase deletion, ma'am, that is twice the national average of anyone else who has it. Do you understand? That's not barely there, honey. That's not barely there.
She just blocked Starry Night.
Oh, well, stay ignorant, Cutoff in Springfield.
Sorry, Julie.
Stay
Sorry,
ignorant.
Starry Night. That sucks, man.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you're not missing anything there, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Christy.
I'm going to need you to remove your lips from Gypsy's asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And stop your nonsense and get it right. I already went over this. There is no such thing as borderline chromosome deletion. There's no such thing. You either have a deletion or you don't have a deletion. Do you even understand that I looked up and I proved that even with the smallest of deletions, it can cause massive, major complications because of specifically this one. All chromosomes, no matter how chromosome disorders can cause massive problems, no matter how small or how big they fucking are. But because this one is on the long arm of the chromosome 1, I listed off for you everything that it affects, everything that chromosome 1 does, all the pieces that it controls in your body, how it controls thoughts, how it controls actions. I went over all of that for you, sweetheart. I did the homework for you. You can just go watch the video. Hell, I'll let you play it if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
But people like Julie is another reason why we do what we do. Because she obviously isn't doing her homework.
It's not weird, Chris.
Because if you paid attention and you really read through everything and absorbed it, and yeah.
All right, guys.
It's a wonderful thing. It really is. Education is a really wonderful thing.
All right, guys. So I think that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. I'm so glad that before we were able to get off, that we were able to show you what good people in the true crime community are doing. We are not the drama community, and we should not be confused with the drama community, because that's not why we could discuss cases. We discuss cases for years and years and years on end to understand how these cases happened, how the minds of the people that commit these crimes happen, what happened with the victim, what could have been prevented, what might be something that somebody could look for later on. We don't dissect it because we all hate fucking Gypsy Rose. In fact, I don't think any of us give a flying fadoodle about her, to be honest. I just wish she'd go the fuck away and stop trashing her mother.
Yeah.
I don't care that she's out here living her life. I think that the justice system got it wrong, but I can't change the fact that she's out here living her life. So why doesn't she just go live her life?
I really wish she would just do that. Just go live your life. Stop slamming Nick and stop slamming Dee Dee. Like,
there's no reason for anything. Yeah, exactly, Abel. There's just no more questions about it anymore. You all can sit out here and scream from the rooftops with all your misinformation. We know what we know because we dealt with facts and evidence.
You're welcome, Dorothy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Missed you guys, and we'll
We've
be able
missed
to do
doing
this
this.
more now.
We will be able to do this more, but we will be doing it over here. I'm not going to participate in the TikTok bullshit. Most of our TikTok will be clips from our videos and our produced content, because I don't have time to be nonsense and hanging around all the time. We are going to be opening up subscription services for our followers so that you guys will get special types of videos and live streams throughout the month, because I just don't want to do this anymore with everybody. I will put all my produced content out for the world to see. You want to hear me actually talk about it, read my books, watch my documentary, and come join my social media sites where I freaking will give all the details. We're going to start having a Q&A once a month that you guys can pay a one-time fee to come in and ask any of the questions that you want to ask, and I will give you a 20-minute answer response on them. Okay, so we are trying I will be covering the Springfield 3 because it ties into exactly what I'm trying to highlight is going on in Springfield, Missouri. So stay ignorant, Springfield.
Yeah.
Because the ones that are not are coming for you.
Yep.
All right, guys. I'm going to pull this off of here.
So glad
Mac and I
came. Yep.
I'm so glad. Thank you, guys. We had an amazing live with you all. It went really well. Only one hiccup, so that I consider that a win. Nobody lost their cool. We didn't freaking go crazy, so I'm really happy. We were able to take the trash out quickly.
Yep.
And I think that this means so much, and that it shows what we are doing as a community is standing on business. We're done with this. We will no longer walk around calling your mother things that she is not. You will not continue to lie to the public as long as the rest of us. Yes, I'm going to. As long as the rest of us are out here able to say the truth, honey, you will not get a moments of peace with it because you're refusing to give your mama a moments of peace.
So
when you decide to give your mama and Nicholas,
that includes little Miss Krusty ass too.
When you guys decide,
runs her mouth about Dee Dee, it's still coming. So
right. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. This is the last time. You guys have been forewarned. Look, it's not a good look to be on this side of things. I'm coming. We are coming. We have the truth. We know everything that you did. And we are not going to let it go. So as long as you stand out here and you do not give your mother nor Nicholas a moments of peace, I will not rest till you have no peace.
And until mainstream media
stops feeding your life.
And Munchausen by proxy, and leave the kids alone, Gyps. Go see a therapist.
Go do something. Yeah, go see a therapist. Go see a therapist. I put my harder. I put my harder. Go see a therapist. Why don't you go see a speech therapist, honey, and try to figure out how to talk? I mean, your mother fucking tried to take you to one all your life. I guess it didn't take.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Catch me outside. How about that? You come at me, I come at you 10 times harder.
Yeah, 10 toes down, standing on business. And you all know where to find me. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one.
Good seeing you, Savage. Thanks, everybody.
Serving up true crime. One dish at a time.
Bye,
guys.
Bye, guys.
Mwah.